You can start counting from 100 right now all the way down to 0 Twitch chat, but I guarantee you will never get to the end, and also you will never be ready for what is NAVI taking on Vitality. Plenty of stories going into this one, and the ones that we need to begin to focus on will make sense right at the surface level. It'll be questions that you're already asking yourselves, or perhaps my analysts are asking themselves. I've got Bled and I've got Potter right here. We're ready to talk a little bit about this NAVI Vitality game, and I'm thinking it's only doing it justice if we start with the Vitality side, so that then we can harp on the NAVI side. What do you think?
Yeah, I can live with that. Potter,
okay.
Fine with that?
Yeah.
So, Christine, Vitality, what do we know about this team other than ZywOo's a god?
Other than ZywOo's a god, I guess the second player to look at is their newest member in Misuta. I hope I'm saying that correctly.
Oh, yeah, you nailed it.
You know, Misuta, he's joined this team. It's been about 2 months now since he's joined this squad. And right when he joined, actually in early March, he jumped right into those Road to Rio qualifiers. So at that place, they didn't do so hot. I think the expectations were quite high with the mechanical skill coming in for this new youngster in Misuta. But you know, Vitality, they have looked pretty okay, I think. I mean, even with those losses in Road to Rio, their individual form, it seems to be at a high level, and they seem to be just kind of gelling together.
Come on, Christine. Don't give me this.
Gelling.
They look pretty okay. What does that really mean, though? Bled, when you hear it, it looks pretty okay. What do you think?
It's just trying to be a politician, just being very diplomatic about it.
Try to be nice, Christine, and I get that. I can respect that. But no, actually don't do that, because you're a very sweet person, very pleasant person to be around. Masuda, Apex, RPK, ZywOo, and Shox. Now, Vitality have had a run at it. They've had a go at it. They've even been tested around a little bit in terms of who are the French best teams. And, well, certainly Vitality would be up there on that talking point, Bled.
Yeah, they would be. And the thing is, I'm just going to touch upon the players performing. Right, looking at the recent results, I'm only going to look at the Road to Rio. And surprise, surprise, ZywOo, best performing player, 1.24 HLTV rating. He has a kill difference of plus 125. Everyone else are in the red. Shox coming in a close second, but even he has a negative rating. It's a ZywOo show, right? Nothing's really changed. And if he's taken out of the equation, the question has to be asked, how good would this Vitality team be? It is still, founded around the player that is ZywOo. So if he doesn't show up, which is very unlikely, the guy always shows up. I think that is the greatness about this particular player. But as a whole, I'm still not very certain about this team. Yeah, they came fourth in the Road to Rio. They've actually had some pretty good, decent results. Actually, no, EPL was pretty terrible for them. But then they came fourth in the Road to Rio. But it's very all over the place. They lost to G2. Right. They lost to a couple of teams they shouldn't be losing to in that run as well. So it's a big question mark right now. Hopefully, they've had time to inculcate Misuta, however we pronounce his name, into this lineup. They've had enough time. They've had more time than most of the teams who are playing in this particular tournament. So hopefully we see a much better Vitality coming out.
I do love each and every version of each and every alias that we get out here, because there's a lot of different ones that are floating around here, right? So we'll get into that for another time. For the time being, though, I think that we've done enough talking about Vitality, and they would much rather speak for themselves than to hear a bunch of us speaking for them.
Well, playing against NAVI, we know them really well, even if it was a different lineup for us and also for them. I think in 2019 we played a lot against them, and it was always great matches to play against each other.
For the balcony, the orb can't save the day, but it can come in late for a trade. Is that enough though? ZywOo and Apex in a 2-on-3.
Okay, we got to say his name 3 times to deliver something big. ZywOo, ZywOo, ZywOo. But no, instead I've got him killed. It's the death note. I've said his name, and he's gone. But maybe it's Apex who I should have been singing praises of all along, because he's going to take the victory. But
they've always been a good team, and I will never underestimate them, even if they did a bad result, because they have like super good players. I think since Boomage is taking over as in-game leader, they've been improving. I like his playstyle. I like the way he's calling for his team. And I'm pretty sure they're going to show a way better face than they did before. It's going to be my first time calling against them. So I will see, to be honest. We will see what's going to happen. I hope we're gonna show a great face, because I love to play against them, and yeah, it's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, and you know, when you look at the results that they've had, it has been a bit topsy-turvy, but I can go along with the sentiment that these are some of the strongest, if not the strongest players that you can field within France right now in this moment. Now, interestingly enough, there are other couple projects that are coming up, like Heretics, for example, but obviously you still put Vitality on a higher pedestal than that.
Oh, absolutely. And that's kind of why I could only say it's been kind of okay as far as this team's performance, because they've shown us what peak performance Vitality can look like. It's just so few and far between their series. As Blem mentioned in the Road to Rio, their losses, they lost to Dig, they lost to, sure, G2, a high-performing G2, but the losses and wins, they're so inconsistent for this Vitality side. So we want to see a little bit more consistency coming out of this squad.
Yeah, and I don't even think that it's limited to that. The erraticness that is Vitality is also seemingly contagious as we talk about Navi. Let's take a look at the other side of things here with Natus Vincere and everything that they have to offer, because obviously they're simple. There's this guy named Electronic. You know, there's Boomage. There's it's the same story, but for whatever it's worth, they have found some flaws. They have been hitting some road bumps, and as the ticker says, imperfecto. It kind of does have a ring to it, doesn't it?
It does have a ring. Unfortunately, it is kind of apt as well, and I do believe it goes for all the players. I just want to touch upon what Boomage mentioned in the interview of his, right? I feel like Navi plays at the level of their opponents. I feel like when they faced off against an Astralis, against a Fnatic, against, you name it, even a G2 or whatever, they seem to elevate their overall game level, right? I'm talking about the whole team as a whole, as a unit. But when I saw them play in the Road to Rio, like Boomage said, they seem to just be flat. Potter, you mentioned how flat they look in Dust 2, for example. And I feel like when they play against a lower opposition team, they're supposed to be winning with their eyes closed. They seem to just kind of play at a much lower level than they should be. Even their like normal, like just waking up, plugging in the PC, plugging in their keyboard and mouse level should be enough to beat these teams, but they're not. And I feel like today, looking at this group, I had a tiny little spark of hope that they are going to rise to the occasion, and they are definitely going to be playing against Vitality. Because let's be real here, the real game, everyone's tuning in for this game for one reason in particular: Simple versus Zywoo.
Oh.
And Boomage. All right.
I thought that was the one. I thought that was the one reason you were going with, but I guess I was a little off on my numbers. But yeah, if you looked on the graphic right there, you saw the losses to Hard Legion. You saw that this team can be beaten. And if you really dated all the way back to Katowice, where they showed us the form that they had, that's not the same anymore. It's different now. They're having to adjust. They're having to adapt. They're having to overcome some of these obstacles that are coming their way. And moreover, I think that they're going to have something to say about that.
Vitality is a strong team as well as an AP, so we will prepare for them, as I said, the same way, like 2-3 hours before the game, and of course we are trying some new stuff which I don't want to tell, but yeah, we have some new tactics and we are trying to adapt as fast as possible to the team we play, so we have some moments around, especially for the teams, so we want to show or not to show. And Vitality problem is that they just picked a young player like 2 months ago, so they still kind of adapting there, and they have new in-game leader as well.
Kill towards Norbert, and this is looking much better for Navi now. They've got a 4 versus 3, Flamey back into safer territory that his teammates certainly not. A couple of kills found once again, and it's going to be Simon Gaming with the advantage. Electronic, they'll steal one away from Connector. A decent grenade towards the bomb site here, but still, I need rotations now, as Simple will join him from the connector itself. Good flash.
Yeah, very good flash, and it converts into a kill as well. That's the bomb down, and suddenly, just like that, Simon Gaming are on the back foot. Kiar's over pushed.
As their results, we can see that they play good, but sometimes, they, like all teams online, they're not stable, so we don't know how they will play or us will play against each other. But I hope for a great game, and I hope we will do good preparation for them and then win.
And nobody ever seems to talk about, like, yeah, Boomage is cool, Simple, he's really good at the game with his friend Electronic, Batman and Robin sort of story there. But Flamey's the man that I want to talk about a little bit. And moreover, talk about it while we're talking about the vetoes. Where is this man going to be most useful across the board here when it comes to the vetoes?
Well, I think it's going to be very simple veto, right? I think it's going to be very black and white. if you look at the way it's going to play out. Navi's going to ban Vertigo, we're going to have Vitality ban out Train, unless Vitality try to be cheeky and float it through. If they do float it through, Navi's still going to ban it out anyway, so I don't think that's going to be a problem here. So Vertigo, Train should be banned out. Navi is going to go, they're going to go with Dust 2. Vitality are going to go with Inferno, a map that Navi have been struggling with of late. And it's going to come down, I believe, to Overpass. I think it's Dust 2, Inferno, and Overpass.
And I think that you're a little bit wrong there, Christine. I'm actually going to go ahead and side with the idea that Inferno gets banned out. I don't think that Navi are really quite feeling that. We do have our map vetoes right now, Nuke, Dust 2, and Overpass. How did this one fare for you, Christine?
I mean, I think Bled was pretty spot on. That Nuke pick, it was either going to be Inferno or Nuke coming from Vitality. So it was one or the other. And seeing Navi veto out that Inferno, it makes sense on that second round here. I think this maps, I mean, it laid out exactly as we thought it would. And so both of these squads, they should be very aware of what these map vetoes were going to be prior to the series as well.
I'm actually a little surprised, though, with Inferno not getting picked by Vitality. I feel like that's a map that Navi have struggled quite a bit, and Vitality have looked good on that map. So I'm a little surprised. And but the fact that picked Nuke means they still definitely have something planned for Navi. So yeah, I guess we're going to see how it's going to play out.
We have to see how it's going to play out, but moreover, I have to see what the people within the confines of the Twitch world, all of my homies out there in Twitch chat, what are you guys thinking? How are you feeling? Ladies as well, please do get involved and let us know via the vote that we have, #Navi or #Vitality. It really is that simple. No pun intended. We're going to take a look at those results when we come back from the break, because we will have our first matchup of the day. That is going to be that of Navi taking on Vitality. Imagine that. We're going to be coming back with the best of 3, ladies and gentlemen, and then there's no better place for Counter-Strike right here, right now at the Dreamhack-Masters-Spring 2020.
Blowing off some steam. I got a little cash, a little sour mash to meet the girl of my dreams. You're like a beauty queen from a magazine. I gotta take my chance. That door swing open wide, and here she comes. Everybody turns their head. The band just don't stop dead. She's crazy, beautiful. Champagne, it's making me insane. It shouldn't be allowed. Yeah, but I'd do anything. I'd even buy a ring if I got the chance. Her favorite song came on, and here she comes. Everybody turns their head. The band just don't stop dead. She's crazy, beautiful. She's crazy, beautiful.
it's me, Lily from AT&T. I'm back working from home and here to help.
Hey Lily, I'm hearing a lot about 5G. Should I be getting excited?
Depends. Are you gonna want faster speeds?
I will.
More reliability?
Oh, also yes.
Better response times?
Definitely.
Are you gonna be making sourdough bread?
Oh, is that 5G related?
No, just like, why is everyone making sourdough now? But yes, you're gonna want 5G.
AT&T is building 5G on America's best network. Visit att.com to learn more.
We're ready to get back into the action here with NAVI taking on Vitality. We know the maps, we know the players, we know the game, we know what we need to do, but now it's time to put a name to the winning side of things. My name is Trace, and alongside me are Blett and Potter, and we've got no more Twitch segments for you all. In fact, we do have those votes tallied up or being tallied up by the little elves in the background here, but for the time being, I want to get down to the nitty-gritty with you two and find out where you're going to lie your hat, because obviously if you look at this matchup, for all it's worth, it cannot be that easy to pick a winner here.
This is hard. This is really hard. Recent results-wise, Vitality should have the edge. They have performed better despite a couple of losses to the Ences and the G2s of the world. Then you look at the teams Navi lost to, and you're like, this is going to be rough. But I'm going to go with what I said earlier, Trace. I feel Navi elevate themselves depending on their opponents. And I believe Simple and Electronic, it's going to be their show today.
Okay, interestingly enough, I don't think that you're wrong, but we haven't gotten there yet. Christine, what do you got?
I'm going with Navi here as well. I'm absolutely excited for this nuke match. I think Boomich is absolutely going to bully these guys on Vitality towards that hut. I know exactly how aggressive he likes to be. I'm very much looking forward to this one.
Yeah, as am I. And I see that you guys are picking Navi, so I'd normally just go the opposite way just because. But I'm not going to do that because it's not opposite day. Yeah, no, it's not opposite day.
And it's short as well.
I was just checking. Yeah, I'm wearing the Navi apparel, the brand new Navi apparel line here. But yeah, I do really see a chance here for Vitality. If Navi start out flat like we've seen them do in the past, this could be over and done in 2, and this could be a really quick game. However, it is dependent on what Navi shows up today. And speaking of showing up, I've asked you to show up inside of the Twitch chat. Now, that's one thing, right? You just want to get your votes in. You want to let us know who you're feeling, how you're feeling. Obviously, Navi was going to win that one like FaZe was going to win the one yesterday. We all know that. But if you want to go a little bit further, let me tell you a little bit of secret. Now, don't tell anyone. No one can hear us right now. It's just me and you. I want you to head over to Dreamhack-Pick'em.com and get involved, because there's some prizes you can win if you think that you can outbest us. If you can pick better than us, that is going to be the place to do it. So Dreamhack-Pick'em.com. Check it out. Sweet prizes going down over there. And in the meantime, the predictions are set. The numbers have been said. We've said it's Navi. The Twitch shot has said it's Navi. The Betway odds tell us something. And what is that, Blett?
It says it's Navi as well. Very close odds, though, and I think this is very much agreeable. For a change, everyone agreeing on something. It's almost like world peace coming to fruition.
But, Christine, that's not normally how this goes. So how could this go wrong for Navi?
Well, this could go wrong for Navi if Vitality are all completely gelled together. As I mentioned, Mitsuta, he's very new to this squad. They didn't have a lot of time before they just jumped right into ship with the road to Rio. So Vitality, they've been working hard, and if they show up and Navi, as you just mentioned, Trace, are slow to the start, then Vitality can run away with this.
Christine, did you happen to hear a grown man scream when you were talking there?
I did.
That was a grown man that did that, right?
Yeah.
It was like a very visceral sort of like, oh my God, what happened? Well, let's find out what happened. Let's put a face to the scream that none of you heard. Let's go ahead and bring our commentators. Thank you so much, Student and Potter. We'll be back with you in a second. But for the time being, commentators, Harry Russell, Hugo Byron, they get a round of applause from a non-existent audience. Now, moreover, let's talk about that visceral scream and where it comes from, Harry.
Yeah, it comes from like deep within the lungs, Trace. I really went for it just then.
Can we get it one more time or no?
No, definitely
I'll
not.
yeehaw if you do that.
Ooh, it might be worth it.
Save it for later.
No,
Yep,
I gotta save the gold, man. I gotta save the gold.
Speaking of gold, I'm gonna leave you two with this. We've got Navi on one side, Vitality on the other. Hugo, I know that you're the big brains over there in this pinky in the brain operation that you two are running. So let's talk a little bit about who's going to be winning this game. Who do you have, Hugo?
I want to say Navi, Trace, but you know, it's kind of weird. Like looking at recent results, looking at how Navi started the year, they start great. They slow down a little bit in the road to Rio. Vitality, they were the opposite. They start slow with Masuta. They don't do too great in Pro League, but then they recover in the road to Rio. So it's like kind of in parallel. It's kind of opposite for these guys. But yeah, I'm going to lean the way of Navi. They should win, but yeah, who knows really in online scenes.
I gotta go. Deuces, fellas.
Get out of here.
Did a bit, man. I like it. I like it, Hugo. We've been entrusted with the ship. What a mistake they've made. We're about to steer this thing into the rocks, and I cannot wait. We've got Navi taking on Vitality, and yeah, you know, I think it's interesting to see so many people still leaning in favor of Navi, right? Like, I don't know, man. We've seen this team try, we've seen this team fail. This online region has looked a little bit scary. Now, I do think when you've got Simple in the squad, that very much sways people to be leading your way.
But sometimes it feels like that's not enough.
Yeah, and that's the worrying thing, and that's been the story for Navi thus far since moving into this online stage of play, right? Both at the road to Rio and in the Pro League, pretty lackluster performances from Navi, getting knocked out of the playoffs of the CIS, sorry, not even reaching the playoffs of the CIS road to Rio. So, yeah, definitely been a kind of tumultuous start to the year for Navi, a team that looked like they were going to get off to a really hot start.
A full ramp stack for Navi with 4. Vitality are rushing at A by the looks of things. It's not really a rush because they're holding, but if ZywOo gets a chance, he might just burst out here, and Navi's stack on the ramp could get completely unearthed. There's no kit for Navi. The U2 will be nice, but look at the smokes. Vitality, they've done their homework. They've got a full execute into this A bomb site. Main is Main and Heaven smoked off. And Vitality, First cast of the day, Harry. First round of the day. Vitality, they're going to get a bomb plant here. Full retake with no kit. That is not where Navi want to be at all, but got to make do with what you've got. Coming in from the hell side, we've got players wrapping main. That's Electronic. RPK close, and Boomich is setting up the flash.
There it is. Boomich flashing on through. Perfecto going to try and take the peak.
Good luck.
And, well, try.
Ooh!
Masuta. Nice little double up there. And look at this, man. Electronic, they're just all hugging each other in this site. You can't do anything to break this bond apart. And Team Vitality, they're going to find the pistol round pretty dominantly so. Now, you know, I don't think that's like the major side of things to come. Pistol rounds are always kind of wild card rounds. And obviously, when you've stacked 4 players at ramp and you go for the upper hit, you would imagine that's going to be successful 9 times out of 10.
I like the idea though, Navi trying to read Vitality already, but you know Vitality would have been working hard as of late, right? Like putting in some time into their play, fitting Masuta into this roster. He looked like he you know, kind of fit in really well when he initially joined with limited practice. So I can't imagine how things are going to be with practice for Vitality. Hopefully a lot more positive. Simple on the scout here. We've got a 4 spy for Navi. 2 scouts, 3 Deegs, but Vitality have actually gone right past this setup and headed towards Secret, where only Perfecto sits. He can give information ahead of time here. And if he gets a kill and can fall off, that could really set Navi up for a round. It's actually going to fall off early, go for the jump spot, play for just information safely. But that just allows Vitality more passageway into the B bomb site and less pressure from Perfecto. So here come Vitality. They're actually going to go this way as well. They molly the stairs. So Perfecto needs to sprint into that B bomb site, hold onto it on his own, but he's going to get pressured.
Perfecto's old deadly deagle. Can he get anything done with it? Flamey card. He got bested almost immediately over towards the ramp. Perfecto.
Ooh.
Just nice. Wait as they peek him from the doors. ZywOo just taps down Simple like it's casual, like
Mac 10, by the way.
Yeah. Like that's normal. And now just Boomich and Electronic left up. This is really where the Vitality are going to look to find this conversion. And that's a pretty good sign. You know, not letting these force ball players upset the grain. ZywOo with 3. He gets them all on the Mac 10 as well, which gets him a cool $1,800.
Doesn't matter what gun this guy has, Harry. It just doesn't seem to be stopping. Look at this second kill here. Look at this. What? What? You don't even see Simple. By the way, that's the best player in the world on the other side. ZywOo makes him look like mincemeat. And now Na'Vi, they need to chow down on this eco round. It's going to be a third for Vitality unless Na'Vi can pull out something ridiculous. Boomich on a Zeus. Always a fan of Zeus's on nukes. There's so many places you can play that. I love pushing the hut, just sitting inside it. And that's exactly what Boomich is going for as well. He's actually dropped vent side. So playing towards B here. This also works. Vitality are running the gauntlet. They're Shoxy already in this lower area. Boomich, nice stuff. Gets a free Mac 10, stops Vitality in their tracks, but there's no other players running right past those outside smokes. Instead, they're splitting Mini. Apex using his Glock, and it's working well. ZywOo gets 1. Boomich coming up the vents. If he could pop up here at the right time, he could really put a stop to Vitality's round, but they know he's in position, and Perfecto's trying to hold the back of the site. 1 kill with his PZ50 would mean the world for Na'Vi in this A-site defense, and that is the shot. Perfecto, no more than 1, but that might just be enough for Na'Vi to win this round. Vitality still favored. They're going to move and try and chase kills. They could even drop B through the vents as well, hunting towards hell. Na'Vi just sneaking back, not giving a fight the way Vitality. They finally kill 1. Are they ready for Boomich? The smoke is down, and Boomich opts to go elsewhere.
Yeah, he's going to try and come in with this heaven rotation, is Mr. Boomich. Holding on to the Mac 10. You know, definitely not like the most ideal round for him. And not one that we're going to see him pick on up.
I really like the way that Vitality play that 2-on-2 in hunting the kills. You know, only in this example, right, in this specific round, because it was an eco and they knew it, right? They knew there was armorless USPs on the other side. So instead of like going for a planter 2-on-2 and risking, you know, Na'Vi double peeking you, stopping the bomb planter, putting one of your players in a clutch, they just hunt down one and they kill him and they make it 2-on-1. And there, it's easy to cover that plant. Far safer for Vitality. Obviously, that would be risky to do on a rifle round, but that was not a rifle round. Now it is. Na'Vi, full investment. Simple on the AWP as well. And we've got a quick main smoke for Vitality, cutting out electronic, but nothing is done behind it. There's still Perfecto in rafters watching onto the door. So Vitality just trying to get utility out of Na'Vi, but Na'Vi aren't biting. They aren't budging. 3 Molotovs still left. 2 smokes as well. So things are okay right now for Na'Vi, but Vitality are going to go back to spawn to set up those outside smokes.
Simple looking over here outside. The Simple ZywOo fight is the one that we're all waiting for. You know, let's just address the elephant in the room, okay? I can't wait to see who's going to be coming on top, out of these 2 teams, and these 2 players, rather. Man, it really is the first cast of the day, Hugo. I'm getting those vibes as well. But Boomich here, man, he's an early bird, and he's getting all the worms right now up at this A-bomb site. He shuts down 3 shots left up in the clutch, and Simple gonna deal with him. A nice round there from Boomich to put the first on the board for Na'Vi, as he really does it all inside of this A-bomb site, getting pressured from main, door, hut. Now, these peaks were like kind of one at a time, so Boomich was allowed to isolate them into like a series of 1v1s, but that was only because he had his teammates elsewhere on the map, kind of slowing down the rate at which they can get in. Hut guy was having to fight a dude on rafters. Sorry, Hugo.
No, Harry, you were talking. I'm the one interrupting you, man. I was just going to say, worth noting, the first player through main was flashed by a secret player. I think that was ZywOo, and the T got full whited by his teammate's flash. Not blaming anyone, just stating it how it is. And so that certainly doesn't help on the A-side rush, but this one is a lot better. No flashes needed. Vitality just taking dry fight out the hut, out the door, and in the face of Na'Vi. 4-on-2 immediately. Flamey could try and get it on this flank, but he's missed his shot, he's missed his chance. And with that kill going the way of Mizuta, Electronic might just be best saving in this one. A 1-on-4 that was not meant to be for Na'Vi. Vitality, they're already setting a real precedent in this game that they want to abuse that top site. I mean, from the pistol, smoking heaven and main, and having a full execute into A, that was an example of it from Vitality. But now they're going back to it, Harry, and Na'Vi are definitely getting these solutions here. Especially considering, you know, now that we know Vitality like to do this a lot in this game, you know, Na'Vi need to be careful with those B rotations. When they see those outside smokes, when Shox runs the gauntlet behind down towards Secret, he's trying to bait players in for Na'Vi to go towards B. often so Vitality can hit that top site. So stuff like that are things that Na'Vi need to be very aware of and can't afford to fall for in this CT side, especially considering they're 4-1 down to begin the map. Warming into things.
See, one thing like I sometimes wonder is like, you know how like players and teams always talk about the divide between like online and LAN?
Yeah.
I imagine it's hard to like transfer the, and this is like some of the problem is like transferring the LAN environment into how you play online. But I'm imagining like actually wait, let's just take a look at this. Electronic was about to do something sick, nothing happened. So yeah.
I wanted to know your point,
I was going to say, right, so surely like, in the same way that you can't really like transfer your LAN stuff to online, or like it's hard to make that translation.
Yeah.
And that's why I think we see teams like Na'Vi struggle. In my eyes, like any bad habits you pick up through online play are surely still going to be seeping into your LAN performances when all that gets going again, right?
It's a cool idea, but what kind of bad habits do you mean? I feel like the big difference between online and LAN is more the pressure,
opponent,
the
right?
the connection to the server. Yeah, I think there's more to it, than maybe even like psychologically than there is physically, right? But yeah, I don't know. It's a good question to ask. Either way,
we did
no answers. Maybe we can get it in a post-game interview. Who knows? I mean, that's the thing. It's so hard to put your finger on the pulse of, oh, what is the difference? A lot of the time, the results just are different, and that's a reality there. So, a few factors can make a hell of a lot of difference. Boomich, though, he's leaving B, Harry, and not at the most opportune time. Na'Vi don't realize, but Vitality are about to make their way into B. Simple's here, though. AWP watching the windows. Zaiwu already removed from the round. Simple with a kill. And this is a big force for Na'Vi, where they didn't really have a lot going for them. With a couple of pistols and an AWP, Na'Vi have made this one interesting. RPK hitting A, and Shox can come up the vents, but they've already spotted the man at the back of the site. He's trying to stall. Perfecto taking as long as he can, and swings out wide for a frag. Can't double it. Shox with a chance to pump, but Boomich says no, and Na'Vi find 2. All the guns saved, and that's a very good force for Na'Vi.
I'm already liking what we're seeing from Boomich a lot more, like in particular than what we saw from him in the Road to Rio in the CIS division. It felt like he was like always trying to kind of like push and prod, and sometimes a little too much. Whereas right now, he's playing nice and reserved, and it's showing in his scoreline. He's been anchoring down over at this A site. In this round, Electronics opened up with a little sneaky double. Now, while all that did go down and they did get the kills, to make matters kind of worse for Vitality, the bomb did get down vent. No one else did, though. And that bomb is now down towards the B site as a result. So it's a little bit of a problem. They've got to try and deal with it. And Zaiwu gets annihilated jumping across outside. It's all left onto Masuta. And he does deal with Perfecto. His task is just beginning. It's not going to happen. This time it's Electronic stepping up with 3. Joining Boomich in that little kind of grace period over at this A-bomb site where both of them are finding this success. And now there's no money left for Vitality, so this is a good chance for Na'Vi to start to equalize things up early on.
Yeah, definitely need to get control right. This is, Vitality's map pick, but one that Na'Vi are not going to be feared or fearing Vitality on, right? Like, this is a great map for them back in Katowice. This is one that Na'Vi certainly know what they're doing on. And I would say that that's the case really for this entire map pool in terms of, the second map being Dust, but that being Na'Vi's pick, despite that, Vitality love Dust. It's kind of an interesting map pool in that sense, but you would still like to think that Na'Vi are favored regardless of the map, just due to the caliber of these players. But Vitality right now in this eco is just going to get mopped up. 4-4, the scoreline hits Harry, the moment of truth, and Vitality come back in with guns. This is for the lead right now, this round. And no AWP on Zaiwu yet to be found. It's just not been the money there for Vitality in this game. So maybe we'll see it later on.
These outside smokes going to get lined on up by Team Vitality. These are the deeper ones that only allow for the cross to secret. Get thrown on in. So Team Vitality sneaking on by. Simple. Doesn't see anything. There's no gaps in those smokes. So no info here for Na'Vi, but they have already preemptively rotated Boomich down to this lower bomb site. However, will he be ready for quite how many players reside on the other side here for Vitality? That flash goes over, buys him a bit of time. He gets some information that players are coming his way. He's heard quite a lot now, so we might see a rotation here from Simple at ramp, who posted up. Him and Flamey have traded places to allow for this man to come on down into the site. So Simple is here. Boomich ready, waiting to go. Deals with Masuta on that first peak, and now Simple trying to play in tandem with his leader inside of the site. They're just holding this crossfire. Vitality, they're still here. They're still trying to make this play happen. They've taken really every avenue of approach. They've got decon, they've got double door. They've even got the window. So they can come at this from all angles. They deal with Boomich. Apex follows up onto Simple, and we're into this 3-on-3. What was initially looking good for Na'Vi now could be a Vitality round, but with 10 seconds, this bomb's going to go down.
Dear.
And it's not in a position to get denied by Flamey, but that nade could deal with shocks. It brings it down and finishes off the job. ZywOo left in the 1v3 doing the damage, and now down to the 1v1. Perfecto, the only man left, but coming in late through ramp. And ZywOo is not ready for it. Going to grab the AWP and the kit. He'll get this defuse off. And Na'Vi going to take the lead now.
It's very clear that Na'Vi done a lot of work in their CT setup on this map. Everything looks different right now. Well, not everything, but at least their B rotations. Na'Vi are very common to have, you know, someone like Boomich in the secret, just holding on, playing that close secret position, dropping smokes and taking fights. Well, right now, all we're seeing from Na'Vi in terms of B play is, you know, when Vitality get control of the secret, they move Boomich or anyone rather down towards B, jump spotting that decomposition and playing then when they get the info inside of the B bomb site. They never fight for secret control. They're giving secret control to Vitality because that tempts them into going for B. Off the back of that, Na'Vi rotate 3 players down towards the lower site. That being Simple, the AWP that's typically in heaven or hell, Flamey, the ramp player, and they leave Electronic back towards Garage and Perfecto on that top site. So Na'Vi, they have 3 players on B, but they still have enough of a setup on that top site. The Vitality, if they rotate, if they go up vents, if they back out secret, there's going to be info for Na'Vi. They're going to be able to stop it. So I actually really like the way they're playing secret right now, rather than just, you know, trying to force fights inside a secret and slow down Vitality. They're saying, you want B? Come B, we're all here. And Vitality, they've fallen for it multiple times now. Na'Vi shutting them down on the lower bomb site. Happy birthday to Shocks as well. I think I did just catch that. So let's see if he can find results on his birthday today.
Yeah, it is his birthday today, Hugo.
It's not going to be, you know, an easy one though, Harry. It's going to have to work hard to get the results here. And, you know, Boomich, he's been a player, Harry. We've talked about a lot on the CT side of Boomich, especially in the R2R and Pro League. A lot of the times he just wouldn't really be playing safe. He would be, you know, committing to fights and dying in positions where he didn't need to die, often giving away advantages for Na'Vi. And I think that's one of the big problems. He's not doing that today. He's not doing that in the CT side, constantly backing up and feeding info for Na'Vi. But this round is a bit of a mess. Vitality are hitting B and hitting A at the exact same time. And that's split them 2-2. Dropping the bomb on A is Boomich. He has a round that he can win, but they're coming up the vents and he doesn't realize getting baited from the man at the back of the site, and the grenade should force the fight from ZywOo. He's actually not going to commit to it, taking his sweet time. Boomich moving away to deal with the secret player. He can wrap heaven off the back of this, but now both players are in A for Vitality.
Oh, Boomich gets it down to the 1v1 though. He's on 3 kills already. He's faked for the death cam this rotation back into heaven. Now going over here into main. Masuta still looking this way. Will shut him out of the round. It's 3 kills for the both of them here. Masuta able to win that one out in the 1v1. Yeah, I'm already liking what we're seeing from Boomich a lot more. I will say as well, I do think in the road to Rio in the CIS division, it felt like maybe Na'Vi came into it a little bit overconfident early on. I think that's why we saw everyone, you know, like taking every fight is how it looked like this Na'Vi squad were playing. And I think, you know, then you got like that classic case, you show up super confident, yeah, we can beat these CIS teams, we're the best in CIS. And then you get kind of wrecked and everyone sat there like knowing that this isn't what should be happening, and yet it is. So I do think like Na'Vi are one of these teams that fare better against the better teams. And well, Apex getting out very, very fast. Full white as well, and he deals with Perfecto. And this A site has just crumbled under the pressure of Team Vitality already.
No plant though, bombs left back in lobby, that will delay things, and if anything allows time for Na'Vi to set up. But the big question for me is, do they want to set up? Flamey's already fallen back, Simple's in the B bomb site, and Electronic is here in main. If he gets kills, he can set Na'Vi up, but right now kills aren't presenting themselves, and so he backs up above the garage and looks to save his rifle. Vitality up to 6 rounds on this T side. It's a very good T side so far. It's been odd. Like last round, I'm still kind of reeling over. Like Vitality, they run B, Boomich spots them, they take B, Na'Vi rotate B, and then Vitality push 2 out hut and take A. Like very, very odd T side. But I like this round, the faster approach towards A. You know, running into A with the MAC-10, fully flashed, getting a kill was Apex, and well, Vitality just steamroll Na'Vi out of the round. That's the danger of not running, you know, triple A very early on. But if you're Na'Vi, you sometimes want to have lesser defense on that top site to allow your players to get into better positions, like, you know, pushing Simple from ramp to secret so he can watch outside. Well, that leaves your heaven position open, and Na'Vi suddenly have to, you know, deal with less players on the defense. So there are certainly problems, and right now, Vitality, they're full of solutions. 6-5 up on this T side. Na'Vi with another buy. Simple, I imagine, has the AWP dropped over. But yeah, there it is.
Shox is laying down the pain over here towards outside. He's just trying to keep the attention of Na'Vi fixated here with these early smokes and mollies going down. Rest of Vitality now with Shox even joining them, set up over here towards ramp. Flamey in this position, and that nade does fantastic damage. However, Flamey isn't ready for them to be so deep, and they just kind of overwhelm him. This secures a path down into the B bomb site. And Vitality, I think even they're surprised at how quickly that kills come their way. They've taken B. They've already kind of overrun this round. Perfecto giving up his position here in the hut as well.
Oh, no!
Shox. Ooh, he's got more ammo. But actually, it's going to be Perfecto winning that one out. Shox does go down. However, it's a very, very small consolation prize for Na'Vi in this round. It is going to be the save, as another round goes in favor of Vitality with just Na'Vi locked out of it in the first 20 seconds of the round.
I'm not sure what happened there. Simple was in hell when Flamey was on ramp, and Flamey throws a grenade, and he's setting up for Simple. He's just baiting them in. He's not looking for fights. He wants to drop B, so he throws a nade, he fires some shots to draw their attention. He drops. Simple, I heard him scope, I saw him in hell, but then next second I look, he's mollied off. So either he unscoped on his shot, or he moved back a second early, maybe thinking they weren't going to hit ramp, and they hit an excellent timing. But about 3 seconds before they hit ramp, he was scoped up. So I don't know, something happened there. He moved away, he missed a shot, and Vitality just molly him out, and he has no impact into the round. He lets him down towards B and Vitality. I love this pack mentality they bring. That's something that they do a lot of Dust to. It's like, you know, they get a position and they just rush. They W their way towards that B bomb site as a 5-man unit or a 3-man unit, however many players it is. And Vitality, they just storm the B bomb site, and there's nothing Na'Vi can do about it. ZywOo's had more professional aces than Simple, 51-47 in over half the rounds. That's actually kind of crazy. That's really impressive. You have to remember as well, worth noting, ZywOo did farm MDL for some time with AAA. And I think, you know, I remember, but even before Vitality, like how much ZywOo would carry those games, like unbelievable. So I'm sure that holds some weight there. Either way, ZywOo, yeah, still not AWPing, but not really being a problem for Vitality. These rifle rounds are working excellently, and they're up by 2 now with Na'Vi on another investment. This buy will break them if they don't succeed. So Simple's AWP really needs to have significant impact in this round. Nice grenade onto Shox. It's going to fall off of the yard. Vitality go back in towards the lobby. Do they want another one of these top site hits with the utility? Apex is lining something up on the roof. Vitality, they might have this heaven smoke and main smoke down for a quick A play, but notice Na'Vi are stacked on this site. 4 players here and a 5th in the yard ready to assist. Simple, he's going to have to deal with this outside play. He spots him crossing, but he falls off the boxes. That's not what he wanted. As the smokes cross and cover his vision, there's nothing he can do about it. Vitality are moving through them, and Simple's got to run right back. They're chasing him down. They're moving towards main as well. Electronic cut off by the utility. Can't see a thing. Has to let Vitality take this control.
So they've taken Garage, they've got outside. Now, sometimes we see teams get this control and then just feel like they get stuck. So Vitality now that they've got Garage, they've got to move with a bit of purpose. And they're going to start to take position over here towards Hell. And Na'Vi have kind of helped them out in this one. They've left this side of the map completely open. And it doesn't even look like anyone's really looking over here towards Heaven. Flamey now is doubling back and starting to come this way, but with 20 seconds left, Vitality, they've got to go. They've got to get into this site. Apex is throwing the flash to get them into Heaven, and he just skirts by Flamey as well down in Hell. This stays sight looking to be the object of desire, and they do get all the kills, but the bomb plant is going to come through, and it will. With a second to spare, Flamey's not able to deny it, and does get shut down by RPK. Vitality, they leave that one to the final possible second, and they still managed to pick the round up.
Yes, like with crucial entries once again, even though Perfecto puts up 2 with a MAC-10, which I don't know how he does, and somehow not enough. Going up the vents was Boomage, and not really timed with Flamey at all. That should have been, you know, something communicated by Na'Vi, something in tandem, but it was just separate one-on-one fights that allow RPK to isolate and take 3 in the round. So yeah, a bit of a messy rotation for Na'Vi. They've not had to deal with, you know, that kind of play from Vitality where they wrap the outside and take Heaven and split A. So the fact that we're, you know, 8-5 up for Vitality, and every round they're showing us something new, a new way to get around on the board, a new way to make Na'Vi uncomfortable. This is a really, really good T-side from Vitality. And it's not even just like the fact of, oh, Na'Vi is sleeping or Na'Vi aren't playing well. Like, no, I think you got to give credit to Vitality. They've had a lot of really, really good ideas. Their individuals are showing up. They're avoiding Simple. Think about the amount of rounds he's had to save this AWP and not had any say into the matter. So credit where credit is due. Vitality look very, very good on their map pick. But Na'Vi, they've put a bit of money in this one. They want to put a stop to it here and now. And Electronic, he's back in the secret, back where he belongs.
Vitality, they pretty much grinded to a hole. They don't really want to feed Simple anymore, so they have slowed this round right down. Electronic going to get double naded down here in secret, and that might be him pretty much locked out, but Boomage moving yet another man from the tally. Mastuta falls shortly thereafter, and then is this going to be a flawless partial buy from Na'Vi?
Nah, 1-on-5.
ZywOo, let's see, man. There's a reason we hype this guy up. There's a reason we get excited when we see ZywOo in the server. And he's hoping to show us why. Now, usually this man likes the big green, and he's got the Fire Serpent. So in a way, he's got the little green in this round. I drop down into this B site. Sneaky little ZywOo, 10 seconds, and Na'Vi might think he's saving, but ZywOo never saves. Bomb now planted, and a 1v5 to find for ZywOo. Let's really take this in. Let's see how he tries to approach this one. So he's left the doors open, giving himself a bit of an escape route. There are players massing around him. Look at that minimap, right? This is terrifying if you're ZywOo. They are coming from seemingly everywhere. Bulk of the players from Decon, and just gets quad peeked from all the angles at once. Na'Vi, they deal with that very, very well, right? If you give ZywOo any room to maneuver, he will use it all and then some against you. And so they come in with the quad peek. Not even ZywOo can deal with that one. Not even Simple can deal with that one.
Yeah, that was really well played from Na'Vi, and ZywOo rather only had 5 bullets left after that first kill. So yeah, Na'Vi, they give away 1 frag, but with that they take the round, and that was a round that Na'Vi shouldn't be winning. Not only one that they kept about $2,000 a player on, but they only had pistols, Harry. There was that AWP on Simple. It didn't really do anything. It was just down to the CZs, the Deegs on Flamey, and Na'Vi find a sick out of nowhere. Vitality just get defaulted by these individuals, and that's why we know the names on Na'Vi, right? Some of the shots these guys can hit. Look at Shocks, though. Yeah, he's not going to last long in this round. It's a fast A play. He wanted to try and split from the main side. Electronic shuts it down, and Perfecto on A is always a good anchor. He's here with 2 and a third. Perfecto, perfect hold. Na'Vi find 8, and it's looking, oh, sorry, Vitality find 8. Na'Vi 7 at the end of the half. A decent defense, but Vitality's T side looks pretty sick. We'll see if Na'Vi can replicate it, or if it's going to be a Vitality map here in just a moment. Join us after the break.
Slipping today, but in the first place, well, I never wanted to say. Let me get you alone. I've spend a day. And by the first taste, I should have never gone on to say, let me get you alone. I've got a little place in mind. Let me take you alone. There's gotta be a space and time. Let me get you alone. I've got a little place in mind. Let me take you alone. There's gotta be a space and time. Let me get you alone. I've got a little place in mind. Let me take you alone. There's gotta be a space and time.
A storming start for Team Vitality here in the T side of Nuke. They're up by 1, 8-7. Na'Vi have a bit of a defense, but right now, judging by how Nuke often plays, Vitality in a very good position. Na'Vi are going to need to really step things up in this second half, and heading into a fast pistol T side, they're going right out the door.
Yes, indeed. Masuda
that smoke.
Offer up the first kill, and yeah, this is a matchmaking smoke if I've ever seen one.
Also a matchmaking buy. Look at Simple.
Yeah, he's on the raid boss.
Big fan.
Let's see what he can do. I like that they've entrusted him with it. Oh, well. Oh, it's not going to happen for Simple. It might not even happen for Na'Vi. Perfecto. He was wrapping into ramp, but he's coming in on this retake. They tapped the bomb, and that's made him make noise. And they're now holding for this heaven wrap. He gets shut down. It's 2 for RPK, 2 for ZywOo, and this pistol round locked in for Vitality.
Uh-oh, ZywOo's got a tech carry. That is not good news for Na'Vi. Yeah, ZywOo, look at these shots, man. Just tap, tap, delete. Simple Electronic, arguably the best duo in Counter-Strike right now, or at least off of recent history. So
I'm imagining we don't see... Oh, no, okay. ZywOo has just gone for an M4. I was kind of curious.
What, if you just run that gun?
Yeah, just run
it's just
Tech
too
9
inconsistent,
only.
sadly. And if Na'Vi forced and like put a decent buy here because they got a bomb plant with like a couple of AKs, it would actually be a bit of a mistake. So
if Chris J plays Deagle only, ZywOo can Tech 9.
I disagree with that. I disagree with that. Deagle is far better against rifles than the Tech 9 ever will be. Like, obviously, you know, in a matchmaking game, you get a Tech 9 in the pistol round, go ahead. I would do the exact same thing. But against Na'Vi and the best player in Counter-Strike, I probably wouldn't do that. I'd probably buy a rifle too. So, ZywOo, playing things safe, Harry. Playing things as they should be played here for Vitality. And dealing with the eco of Na'Vi, right? It's not a force, it's only Deegs. And they're getting made quick work of 1 kill at the ramp room for Boomish. He actually won't push it. He could have had a gun. He could have had an M4. Instead, he's waiting for lobby flanks. And he also might get that as well. Mazuta's pushed inside of the door, not playing too aggressively, though, just waiting. And Boomish will gift him the gift of, well, $600 from the UMP. 10 rounds for Vitality. And now Na'Vi need to win their first rifle round, or things could get very hairy very fast. Worth noting, someone took a Glil for Simple there, so he could buy an so he could get dropped an AK and buy utility. So at least Simple has got the gun of his choice. Ooh.
So Apex went aggressive there, but ZywOo was also with him, and Apex now falling on back, gonna try and bait and switch with ZywOo behind red. It's a pretty terrifying little setup to run into here at NAVI. And the flashes go over. ZywOo forces that engagement and does win it out. Now there's a second man on top of Silo. Boomich is going to nade ZywOo out of the round, so he does get that trade. Shox in the meantime, he's getting pressured in a pretty big way here at ramp. Both Simple and Perfecto out in this position, and Shox is just hidden right now. But you can see Simple doesn't really look like he's fallen for this one. Oh, Shox looking the wrong way, and Simple just one step ahead. Now, while this has gone down, Flamey has dealt with one, but does get traded. And while this has happened, the bomb is still back in lobby or over towards T-spawn, just outside of lobby. RPK was pushed in and was near that bomb, but never uncovers it, never uncovers the truth that lies outside. And so now he's looking for fights that just aren't going to present themselves to him. They've gone back to get this bomb. 20 seconds, though, for Na'Vi. They've got to go get it planted. And this means re-clearing one of these sites. They don't have time to hit B with that ramp control they've had, so they've got to go out upper. And RPK isn't there, so they will get this bomb planted. They should find a round. Unless RPK can have any say in the matter.
Yeah, you know they're ready for heaven, though. That's a pretty standard rotate position. Simple's ducking and Perfecto is covering. So Na'Vi, no issue in the post plant. They deal with a 3-on-1. And yeah, I feel like, you know, obviously hindsight is there, but if you ever get lobby control as a CT and you know the T's are split, you know the T's have a lot of map control, it's always worth clearing the lobby and looking for that bomb because it so commonly just gets left outside that ladder position, outside T roof. So yeah, I mean, that was pretty much the only way RPK could have won the round. If he found the bomb there and defended it. Na'Vi are not going to let that happen, and they actually break the money of Vitality early on. Boomich misses the jump up Silo, so he's going to be late to the party. ZywOo has a glass orb, and Shox with an SMG finding a first on ramp. That's Perfecto going down. Bit of aggression there from Shox, pushing through the smoke. Vitality a man up in another crucial round that has the economy really under wraps. There's that main smoke. Flamey just needs to worry about someone hiding inside of main, but that's not a factor right now. Mazuta's close towards a hut. He's going to climb up above and look for this door fight. If and when Na'Vi commit, there it is. Mazuta gets one. Now Na'Vi, what else can they do? They may as well double down into this door. Mazuta's just waiting. He's not giving them a thing, and he's dropping them one by one. Mazuta swings out wide, eventually punished. Electronic is low, though, and Simple needs to kill everybody. He started off well. He's followed up as well. Simple 180, but he's not ready for Shox pushing into the lobby. It's going to be Electronic, wall banging, unsuccessful, has the bomb at his feet. ZywOo can't spam that smoke with the AWP, but the pistol could. Electronic is a bullet away from death, and he's going to walk to it.
Oh dear, ZywOo gets that kill delivered to him on a platter, and Team Vitality answer back nice and quickly here with an 11th round. Now with only one getting picked up for Na'Vi, and with 3 players staying alive there, the money now gets called into question here on the back of losing this round. Might just have to be a partial investment on the guys that have a bit of extra money. Tactical pause called on in for Na'Vi. We're actually going to force buy around this one, Hugo. Now, Simple is enough for a glass cannon, but he does just take the AK and armor, and I like that.
Yeah. On T side, glass cannon, man, that's such a gamble. That's such a risk.
Well,
well-placed
because as well, right?
round.
The rest of the gang aren't really going to have much outside of that extra AK and Galil, and I think like unarmored orb with an AK and Galil next to it, yeah, I don't know.
Na'Vi are playing fast for this part.
Yeah, they want to try. They want to try and keep the pace high. They want to try and keep the good times rolling. And while Simple, he's a big fan of a good time. However, he's gotten a little too hot and heavy out through the door. Brought down low by the volley, and the second time around, ZywOo's Molotov is going to burn him out. So Flamey, now alone, in the blink of an eye, he's lost all of his team. This looked like a great start to the round from Na'Vi, and it's quickly turned sour. Now, Flamey does get out towards ramp and is gifted a rotation down into this B site, so a bomb plant at the bare minimum here for Na'Vi. Is he going to be able to get much more off than this, though? Flamey, a lot to do. 36 points of health to get it done with, and a Galil in hand. This is not the prettiest picture you've ever painted in a round. He tapped the bomb to try and bait the peak. Now, Flamey hasn't given anything up yet, but he didn't spot little sneaky Shox up on the ramp. And so that's going to be 12 on the board for Team Vitality. With that decision to force, NAVI, they've set themselves up for a bit of disaster.
Oh my
in the
god, ZywOo, the BM, man. Leave him alone. Just defuse the bomb here. There we go. RBK taps it twice. ZywOo taps it twice. Woo! Leaving it down to the wire. Obviously, I imagine Vitality were using that time to scavenge for utility, for guns, for kits, but still, you know, that's certainly, you know, isn't going to be something that NAVI are happy to hear. RBK, great spray control with the SMG, right? Like, at a fairly decent range from the back of the site into the hut. He converts 30 bullets into 2 kills. So RBK really holding down that A rush. And NAVI, they can't rush A again. Surely not. They can't go for another fast round out into this bomb site. They have a simple and an AK, otherwise an eco for NAVI. And they need to get something done here, because right now, running out of rounds, running out of opportunities on this T side. They've had 1 round in this entire half. That was the 3rd, and instantly reset by Vitality, and then add another to it. ZywOo's even on the AWP as well, looking ready and raring to go. Shock's on the ramp side, he's alone. ZywOo's outside, and here comes the push on the ramp. Shock's is going to have to fall back, but ZywOo can assist from Hell side. He can try and drop down if he wants, or he can just play rotate towards B. Apex ridding outside of the 1 man there, and now NAVI, they have the ramp room, but they're not exactly keen on rushing the lower bomb site.
Yeah, and that's largely because they know they forced Shocks down towards B, and they just got the info when they lost Electronic that Apex was rotating down as well. So they try and briefly send Flamey back into the A site. Doesn't go well for him. Shocks is going to hold down the lower bomb site pretty much single-handedly. Apex not able to help him out there. Shocks will just answer the call and lock in the round for the Vitality crew.
It's just individuals looking excellent for Vitality, and NAVI are feeling pretty lost on this T side. Like, it certainly doesn't help that NAVI really haven't had like proper rifle rounds. They haven't had, you know, simple AWPing, surrounded by 4 AKs in the default. But, you know, you got to make do with what you got. And right now, you've not got a lot. 13-8 for Vitality, and NAVI, this is it. This is their best buy yet. They need to make something happen with it. Smoke down on the molly on ramp. Shocks keeps them out of location. NAVI hold onto the lobby. I'd like to see them go back to a late outside play. NAVI gets some control towards Garage, try and take Secret. But look who's there. Look who's waiting, Harry. It's ZywOo on the AWP.
Oh, and that Molotov isn't enough to deter ZywOo. He is getting tagged in it a bit. Fall back while all this has gone on. Apex goes up on top of the blue boxes, and ZywOo now emerging to help out. Even though Flamey does find a kill, it gets down through the vents. All right, no, okay, with this position, he can do something. Getting the frag wasn't enough on its own, but securing this forward position right in the front line on Vitality could give some results over. But bear this in mind. Boomich has the bomb back on T roof, and Apex has pushed the lobby. They've gone by one another. Apex could end this whole round right here, right now, if he uncovered that the bomb was here, but instead it's misinformation for Team Vitality. And so while Flamey is selling this fake, they haven't seen anything back in lobby. Electronics just got a kill over on A. Boomich comes rotating now down through the ladder from T roof after not realizing.
They're just roaming, man. Vitality, they're just walking around the map, Harry, just holding shift and killing NAVI in every location. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Harry just went on a great rant right there.
Yeah, I did. I didn't even touch the button. I don't understand this one.
Harry, you love just being muted, talking into the void right now. Well, Na'Vi, they're shooting, they're shouting into the void. No kills coming their way. It's a lobby push from Vitality, dropping the bomb right as Na'Vi set up for the execute. And they can't even conduct their own plans. They're just getting the wool. Well, I've messed that saying up, but either way, we'll move past it. 2-on-3. Who knows what's going on at this point, Harry? I certainly don't. Na'Vi certainly don't. They're down by so many rounds, and without the control of the bomb, Vitality just holding on. Na'Vi, they've got the lower site, they've got main. They're going to group up towards the top site right now, but Vitality, they're just waiting. They know that Na'Vi can't afford to waste too much time going back for this bomb because 30 seconds on the clock, even if they get it and they try and go A, look at Apex, he's coming in for the backline, he's here for the win, he's here for the backstab. This man is everywhere, he's in your dreams, he's in your nightmares. And Apex, he finds 15 for Vitality, leading by example. He has looked great, Harry. You know, you can't argue that. Cyber 19 kills, Mizuta's topping the charts as well right now for Vitality. This is the Vitality that we've wanted to see for some time, and they are making Na'Vi look like juniors. Another pause for Na'Vi, but look at the money, and what are the chances they're going to be able to find their second T-sided round here up against Map Point. Boomich spends more time flash than any player. That's kind of crazy. In the top 50 in 6 months. Like, wow. Okay. If Boomich reads that stat, because I'm sure he doesn't know that. He probably has no idea. He reads that stat, he's like, damn, I should probably fix that.
Yeah, you know, it does feel like Boomich, especially recently, has found himself a lot as like the first line of defense, especially on like CT side. So I guess like maybe it makes sense. Like we were commenting how like it felt like Boomich a lot recently was taking a lot of early fights,
yeah,
and never really winning them. And it feels like, you know, we've seen Boomich fall back into this more passive style, which I'm a big fan of.
Uh-oh, there's a massive gap there. Like, that is significantly bigger than a normal gap in this position. So Zywoo, he's guaranteed this kill. Oh, no!
Oh, the timing on that. Apex, though, coming on in, will mop up Electronic. He gets the info that there's no one else here outside for Na'Vi. So now they know, and Vitality, more than aware of what's going on in this round. Masuta's taken down another. Na'Vi trying to keep the dream alive, trying to keep this map going, because this second half has been so one-sided. And Vitality are just looking for the decisive victory. Now, Shox, he's being what we call a gremlin. He's hidden here at the box. He's given up ramp. However, this was meant to work a little better than it has. They've taken hell, and Shox has realized he's caught this timing too late. So now they come back, and they do deal with him. Boomich getting that kill. Apex will come in and trade. Looking for the follow-up. Apex finally getting dealt with himself. Perfecto and Simple left up in this 2-on-3. Simple being down one, but quickly traded by Masuta. It's all on to Perfecto to keep Na'Vi in nuke.
Masuta, man, he's had an excellent game. He's been a great anchor on this A-bomb site, and he's going to be here to close it out. Him and RPK finding that last man and locking in the map pick of Vitality here in the best of 3 versus Na'Vi. This is a storming start to the group for Vitality, and even though Dust 2's coming up next, a map that Na'Vi have picked in the series is not going to be one where Vitality are cowering away in fear, Harry, especially after those results, right? Regardless of the map, regardless of the fact that Vitality played Dust, they've got to be feeling great. They just stomped Na'Vi.
Yeah, man, and like, especially in that second half, Na'Vi were never even in it. You know, they kept it very, very competitive early on, but they fielded one round over on that T side. So, yeah, that was a dominant victory for Vitality. And now, moving forward into the realms of Dust 2, I get a little bit nervous, especially because we really did have some key players showing up for Vitality. We get to see the AWP duel of Zywoo and Simple, though, on the realms of Dust. And if that doesn't sound good enough, then I don't know what will. You're going to have to join us after a quick break to catch that one, so stick around and don't go anywhere.
Flashbang's affected. They have got through the smoke wall here, but Chris J, he is the final boss of the bomb site.
Now Spitty and Chris J to keep
We look at the scoreline that is Vitality winning 16-8. Of course, 8 being half the number there for the Navi side, and they did not get it done whatsoever. They were actually pushed around and almost deemed de facto. That's not going to be the case, though. We do have another map in this series. I have Christine, I have Blay with me. We're ready to lock this one in. We're ready to walk it in, and we're ready to talk it down because this was a showing of force. Vitality looking damn good.
Yeah, looking very good, and it made sense why they picked Nuke. That CD side was a complete shutdown, and kind of helped by the fact that Navi looked a little lost in the T side. It didn't barely see any full buys coming out from them. It was half buys, forced buys, nothing really set in motion for the Navi side, and yeah, very convincing win.
Very convincing. And even on the T side of Vitality, I really appreciated their pack leader mentality, the ride or die, sending Apex in, sending Shocks in no matter what, and having ZywOo follow through, right? And on multiple occasions, you saw Apex. I mean, he had no fear, no matter if there was a Molotov in front of him or not. If ZywOo needed him to be in that forward position, he was always there. And ZywOo was always there to follow it up. So it was a pretty solid T side, all things considered, coming out of Vitality. And Navi, I gotta say once more, they never really got their foot in the door. They never really got themselves into this match. I mean, Flamey, 0 for 5 in opening duels. Perfecto, 0 for 4. It just seemed like any duel that any of these members were taking, they were always on the losing side of it.
Christine, I know we're supposed to hit him with the facts. I know we're supposed to hit him with the numbers, but you're really crushing me over here. I really want to see this Navi team do significantly better than what we just witnessed on the first map of the series. And of course, they're going to have that chance as we look at the second map of the series. But you're right, first kills going in the way of Vitality, and that bodes as either a slow start, or B, Vitality are just here and they're not messing around. They're going to put Navi away 2-0. What is your take on it, Blay?
Yeah, I mean, just to add on to the entry stats right there, Apex, I think it went 5-1 or 5-0, something really good. Like Apex, one of the classic entry role players, right? And that's got to be a good sign for them when Apex is doing his role right and the Shocks is doing everything right, and ZywOo like right there in the middle carrying the team. It looks good. It didn't look like a one-man show like we pointed out earlier. Everyone, the kill spread is very good as well. I do have the stats right here for you guys. And if you look at the kill spread, 21 kills from Misuta, the youngster, looking very good. 19 for ZywOo, Apex 17, 16, and 14 for Apex, Shocks, and RPK respectively. Everyone putting in the work, looking very solid indeed. And going to Dust 2, I still stand by what I said earlier, Trey. I still feel Navi's going to bounce back on Dust 2. That's a map pick. They should be looking very comfortable here. But I do believe that Vitality have proven us wrong, at least, as to why they went with Nuke instead of Inferno. That was a spanking, some people might say.
Yeah, and Christine, let's look at this from a way that's not as necessarily negative for Navi, but let's just say that, okay, Nuke, slow start. The slowest of starts. Even the turtle on the lawnmower wouldn't have been this slow. So you get 16-8 on your first map. You go into the second map of Dust 2. You shake off the cobwebs. Is there still fight left in Navi?
Oh, absolutely, there should be. You know, but I would love to see, I think, timeouts coming out of the Navi side. Not to say that Blade, I'm sure he's very much involved with them within these rounds, within those freeze times, but I feel like sometimes Navi just need a breather. They need to recollect themselves and think about, we are better. We should be doing better, and maybe even slow down the hot start from Vitality. There was no timeouts in this Nuke match. I feel like if they discussed with each other, they could have made some adjustments, but through and through their game plan, it wasn't working out. Going on to this Dust 2, I'm looking at Perfecto. I think towards that B side of things, he has been struggling with those B mid splits. Him and Flamey, the synergy hasn't been that great. I think actually recently Simple's been kind of teasing himself, flirting with that B bomb site himself. So I'm curious to see who it's going to be, whether it will be Flamey or whether it will be Simple towards that B. But Perfecto, he's got to step it up towards that B defense.
Well, Christine, actually, speaking of flirting, I just wanted to say, we have audio. Stop trolling us, Twitch chat. Good grief. We got another map coming your way right here, right now. We're going over to Dust 2. Maybe this one gets settled right here. Vitality looking hot to trot. We're going to go to a break. We're going to bounce back. Dust 2 on the cards, and we're going to go to Overpass if we need it right here at the Dreamhack-Masters-Spring 2020.
Well, the realms of Nuke are where Na'Vi were hoping to get started. However, Vitality were able to pick up their map pick in a pretty dominant fashion. Now, Dust becomes a must for Na'Vi. And, well, with Boomich being the top performer in the server for the Na'Vi squad, moving into Dust, I don't know, man. For me, I like that Boomich is playing well, but it sets a bit of a worrying tone, especially because on the other side of the cards, it felt like we had everyone showing up on Vitality.
Yeah, even the newborn on the block, even Mizuta looking really, really good here for Vitality. And their debut at Dreamhack-Masters-Spring-2020, now fast play out long. It's a T-side start for Vitality on the pick of Na'Vi, but don't be fooled. This is a map that Vitality are going to be happy to hear. Electronic getting one, dinked in the process. Bomb is outside of B with only one man there. 2 tags have come through from these Glocks, putting players very low. Make that 3 as Flamey gets hit inside of B. They're not going to commit with the bomb. Look at that rotate from Na'Vi. They see the bomb in B. They almost draw everyone over, but Flamey makes the call. Guys, no one's committing, no one's in, so hang around, and they will. ZywOo will hang Electronic out to dry in the middle area. The bomb going back up catwalk. Boomich is here with Simple, who was tagged up from earlier. Vitality just can't seem to make up their mind. They are considering every option, every opportunity, and every flank from Na'Vi, none of which are coming through. Na'Vi don't know where to rotate because this has been so back and forth. They've seen the bomb on both sides of the map. So 4-on-4 right now with low health. Vitality get a group catwalk, all armored up, no util. Got to make the most with what they got.
Run boost over for Shox. Here he is, flying onto the scene. It's the birthday boy himself, Simple, still inside of this site now, trying to offer up some resistance, but he's not able to do so.
Ooh,
ZywOo hounding down that kill onto Boomich, and now Perfecto offered a couple of fights here in CT. Vitality delaying this bomb plant in favor of just taking the engagement, and they've done that a couple of times now. I do love it. They've put this in a 3-on-2. I mean, that's I love it, right? Like, I've only seen it work thus far. I imagine if, you know, they go peeking into Perfecto there and he kills 2 out of 3 of them, maybe I don't love it so much, but hey, I mean, if it's working for Vitality, it's working, and it's left all of this onto Flamey on just 5 points of health. This should be an undoable round, and it certainly looks like it. Vitality just don't give him a fight. They don't give him a way to get back in, and so they find a pistol here. Pretty sure that puts him at 3 for 3 in pistol rounds in this series. So, yeah, bit of a struggle in these pistol rounds for Na'Vi.
It's kind of ridiculous how many early dinks they land with the Glocks, right? So it's like no matter where Vitality end up going, they know that Na'Vi attacked on both sides of the map, and the retake players will be tagged as well. So good stuff on Vitality. Even a tag down the doors finds Flamey with a bit of damage. Lots of Mac 10s here for Vitality. Bit of a gamble in a map like Dust 2 to run these weapons. You can already see the effect of that. Simple getting overwhelmed in lower, almost hits a scout shot. Could have taken one down with him. Apex already falling here for Vitality. So 4-on-4 right now. Simple scout has been lost. Flamey does have one of his own, as Na'Vi brought up. Kind of the same on Nuke in their CT side 4-spy round. Electronic, he's hungry for kills. ZywOo spotted the barrel, and Flamey's baiting them in, but ZywOo will just shut him out of the round. Wall banging onto Flamey, who was tagged from that earlier scout shot. Keep that in mind, hence the one shot. And now with only one man on B, Electronic might hear this information. He's hearing the bomb go towards the tunnels, but that Molotov, oh, that is going to spread. That is surely going to spread, and he has to run through it after it's fully bloomed. Takes a lot of damage, but does get a kill. And now Vitality look to hit this B bomb site. They need to go fast.
Yeah, they really do. Electronic is here again, up close with this CZ, and he's got another. Electronic's doing it all, and they do manage to mop him up, but Boomich comes in and solidifies the round for Na'Vi. They're going to answer straight back with this 4-spy. Electronic does a stellar job of getting away with so many kills in this round, running through this Molotov that spreads to him in mid, and then following up with a second, despite being so low while this is going on. Reinvestment back in for Vitality as these 4-spy wars are set to continue until one of these teams win 2 in a row. Start to sneak up here through Catwalk. This is just looking like a cat execute for Vitality. They've only got this one smoke on ZywOo and a flash as well. He's going to throw that smoke close to allow this cross wide into into Catwalk. Time nade from Na'Vi, gets some damage off, Simple arriving on rotation, and that's a lot of red. Na'Vi, great utility usage in this round, leaves it all onto Shox with the Deagle. And Simple looking like his only little present, only little gift in this round. No one else is going to give anything over. Electronic just hidden behind this smoke. Shox actually falling back, and Electronic going to catch him on the cross. Na'Vi now find the conversion. They take 2 in a row. And now these 4 spies will come to a close.
That grenade was unbelievable from Simple. I mean, the first one does a bit of damage, but he tags all 5 players with it. And, well, that will certainly assist in getting these kills up the Catwalk. Vitality already onto an eco. This is feeling like a better map for Na'Vi, as it should be, with it being their pick, right? Back in control of the money early on, despite losing the pistol round, and Vitality being put down to just Glocks in this one means Na'Vi can build a bit of a buffer in both rounds and economy. Vitality just have to take a breather here. The real investments past that P250 on Shox. Gonna give it a go in this low economy round, but not holding out for a whole lot. Shox decides, screw it, we'll just go dry. We don't need a run boost. Luckily, there's no AWP there anyway. That was already cleared out by the fact that Apex came from lower. Just going to jump out into middle. Vitality might just run the gauntlet. Apex alone as the rest of this T-side go up cap. They get dispersed when the Molotov split into 2. Dinks come through. Zywu with a Glock kill, the grenade, and the bullet to the face will certainly end his life. And luckily, because of that Molotov, the rest of Vitality are late to the party. Simple's actually already gotten on top of the site after Electronic's death, and he's being supported. He's just going to reload in their face, knowing Boomich can do the rest, and he'll make that money with the SMG, even saving the AK as well. Very successful round for Na'Vi in terms of money. And, well, talking of money, Vitality, they've got a little bit more to spare. They'll be buying up in this round and trying to get back on the board.
Yeah, we got an AWP on Simple, but we don't have one for Zywu just yet. So right now, Na'Vi, they can really look to get some usage out of Simple with his big green gun. And a fast play out through long. Zywu picking up the pace, gets in the face of Boomich. Is equalized out courtesy of Electronic, the second man that was at long, and he's able to fall back as well. Now, Simple gets boosted up into the site to keep an eye on this pit position, and Zywu is going to set himself up down in the pit. It's Zywu's AK versus Simple's AWP, and Zywu wins it. The head-to-head of the 2 players that we wanted to see this AWP battle go down between. Well, Zywu doesn't even need it. I was thinking, like, if they put Zywu down in the pit, that's kind of nuts, because it's common to do that with your AWPer, but in this round he doesn't have an AWP, but he still just nails the kill. That's a nice kill from Perfecto, but it could be a little ill-timed, because in going for it, he's given up this B site, and so Vitality, they might be a man down, but they've secured control of B. They will get this bomb planted. It's not really the most ideal tunnels plant, so RPK might have to come back, and the fact that he gets that kill is going to help out massively. Now he's freed up to come into this site. They're going to worry about tunnels a little bit less. Off. And that's a little bit gnarly. That's the missed smoke from Flamey. Molly's into the site, but Na'Vi, they haven't made this easy for themselves. They've only got window to go through. RPK's holding on. Mops up the first and the second as well. 3 kills for the tank in that round and a second on the board for Vitality. It goes from a 3-on-2 where, you know, maybe Na'Vi have a bit of a chance, but they give up the site as a result. They smoke themselves off at the door. It was just kind of one unfortunate thing after the other.
I think that smoke actually did land, and it went deeper. It like rebounded and went deep. But RPK also had one, so I think he put it in at the same time, which smoked them off, because there were 2 smokes in the door. One was a little deeper to allow Navi to push through it, but they didn't push through it, obviously, because RPK also dropped his. So yeah, I mean, not the end of the world, but like you said, Navi in control, getting aggressive, 3-on-2, and then that B site is strikes again, Harry. It denies those CTs around, as it often does. And I like the fact that Navi, you know, very confident in their round, very aggressive, Electronic pushing top mid and clearing up the long players, but Navi needs something that they can repeat, something that can be consistent here on the CT side. And knowing as well with how dire, how desperate that T side was on Nuke, right? 1 round in the entire half after getting 7 CT rounds. Obviously, Dust 2 is a very different map, one where Navi's individuals can shine and you don't have to be as technical or as complicated. But it doesn't bode well the fact that Vitality absolutely blew Navi out of the water in that second half. And we'll have to see if that holds the same weight here. Obviously, Vitality would have picked the CT side, or the T side rather, for this map being it Navi's pick, and for good effect. But right now, Simple's on the AWP, and Flamey is alongside him. They're going to back up a Catwalk after getting one kill. Do they realize that Shox is late to this position as well? He's going to be coming in on a lurk. Vitality putting pressure on the A-bomb site. Here's Shox waiting for the right time to strike. They've got grenades in their hands. No one's even considering it, and Shox can shut this entire round down on his own. The boost denied, and Shox with 2. That's a great lurk from Shoxy. Boomich coming in with 1 on the CZ. He spots a player on long. He actually has a drop on ZywOo, but a quick scout turn around. ZywOo takes him down, and Na'Vi with 2 in the CT spawn and no kit are attempting a retake.
Yeah, we got Big Flamer with the AWP. Let's see what he can do. Arriving now on the scene and does best ZywOo. Has Perfecto alongside him as they try and move up. But both these players in the site, they offer up bites to Perfecto and he nails them both. Defuse going to come on in.
Yeah, it's a weird one. I don't know why Vitality run Catwalk. Maybe they're just looking for fights and want to trade that kill, but the bomb's down for them. They're up against an AWP in the post plant. There's really not a lot Na'Vi can do in terms of getting up the ramp, and if Vitality just set up a double peek there towards ramp side and stay in the site, that's fine. Added to the fact that, them crossing Cat isn't going to save the day there. The bomb's planted in the site, and so moving away from it is just going to make it harder if Na'Vi try and tap it. So yeah, Vitality, they try and take fight, and they come to regret it. It's going to be a retake for Na'Vi in a very important round for them to break Vitality right back. Mizuta, hero AK in this one. It's going to be pistols around it. He runs out long and gets a pick. If he doubles it, that'd be excellent. But 1 is enough for Vitality. At least keeps Na'Vi on this side of the map while B-Rush comes through. Flamey missing his shot off with the flashbang. ZywOo picked up an AWP, and that is not what you want to give this man.
They've given him it. Given him his power. ZywOo flashed off the angle, and that gives up this B site. But Vitality, they go back now. And I like this decision, right? They're not in a position now where they've got to keep this pace high. Boomich all the way back at T-spawn. This is an awkward one. And ZywOo taking his sweet old time to line that shot up. Does deal with Boomich. Vector's pushed the extremities of B, and deep smokes in the tunnels. Falls back into the site. See that there? That's so ballsy from ZywOo to walk that smoke. How on earth has he got the read that Perfecto isn't playing this? Back in the site, Perfecto's going to nail the shot anyway. It's a team ace for Na'Vi. ZywOo is feeling very, very confident today, though, and that scares me, Hugo.
Yes.
He's a pretty scary guy to see bring him with confidence in this server. Reinvestment going to come through for Vitality, but it's not ideal. You're lacking a gun on Masuta. You don't have this AWP in the hands of ZywOo. I say that like he's not been performing with the AK, or like the AWP would be a significant increase, but my word, like he's been nailing every shot anyway. Fast play up through Cap. Team Vitality, they grab this control, and actually it's a CT drop for Masuta, but he doesn't survive the journey. Mid to B split attempted, and it does not go well. A very quick, clean round for Na'Vi. 6 now on the board. And these last 2 going their way, they built up a bit of a bank, which is nice for Na'Vi. It means they're not in this position where they can just get reset. And with another eco round coming in for Team Vitality, there's another chance at yet more money to be made here for Na'Vi.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way Vitality are going to get away with those rounds where you don't have utility, right? And you try and do anything, really. On Dust 2, you need util, and they try and go for that fast cat split into CT, pushing mid, but Na'Vi, they can fight from B, they can fight from A ramp. There's just nothing getting in the way. You need that smoke, and without it, Na'Vi just keep up appearances. A good CT side. Vitality, again, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking of Navi's T side earlier today. If Vitality just put up a fight here in this first half, 5, 6, 7 rounds, they can certainly still 2-0 this series. Navi not wanting it to happen, though. Coming alive in the second. Simple's on the AWP once again. Flaming back to a rifle, probably a safe decision considering he has been solo B at times, but Perfecto has come to fill that void on his own, leaving Flamey to middle. Simple AWP watching long, but Vitality on pistols, they don't play any spawns. They just go very, very slowly through lower, out top mid, and trying to take control of the middle area. No one from Navi contesting. In fact, quite the opposite. They're very, very far back. Flamey's watching mid from B doors, and the closest catwalk control is Electronic on the site.
another attempt at running this mid to B, this time with only pistols, and this time with the smokes actually down for Vitality. Perfecto got to hold on to this site, and while he does put up some pretty decent numbers, 3 kills in the round.
Oh, what?
Might be enough. Simple landing that no-scope onto Apex as he tries to cut down these rotations. Now, ZywOo's retrieved himself an M4, but a 1v3 versus Electronic, Simple, and Boomich. This is certainly not an easy round for ZywOo, and it's not going to present itself.
Look how hankering he is for fights there, Harry. He's just crossing doors. Like, for reference, anyone there in ZywOo's position should not be crossing doors because you're so available for not only info for Navi so they know which side of the site you're on, but also just an AWP scoped up on the door can kill you. ZywOo knows all that. He's just swinging. He's just jiggling. He wants to fight, but they get delivered to him in a big way. A quick kill. And, well, Perfecto, a nice hold from him, but it's not enough for the round, unfortunately. Or, no, sorry, it is, rather. It's not enough for the hold. It's a plant for Vitality, but it is enough for the round. Yeah, that could have definitely gotten out of hand if Apex didn't whiff that shot with the P250. 1-7 right now. That is unfortunate. If he dropped Simple with the AWP, that would have been a lot more doable for Vitality, but now they've got to rely on their own AWP. ZywOo in the molly, losing half his health and getting nothing from it. Navi don't peek long until that molly's already expired, and they throw in a new one as well. Electronic playing in a very dangerous position. Spots playing deep in the middle, but doesn't realize Mizuta's close on Cat. And I love that reaction, Mizuta. A confident play. Something that, you know, I feel like maybe when he first joined this roster, he wouldn't have gone for something like that. But, you know, already a few months inside of this team, and he's realizing what he can and can't get away with. Hounds down Electronic and looks to follow up with a flashbang. Apex tags down Perfecto, but won't finish the kill from the CT spawn. And Navi hold on to at least a 4-on-4 in this round.
Yeah, Vitality going to look to lean back in towards these cat plays. And I like this decision from Vitality. That they've already dealt with Electronic over here at the A-bomb site, so they know it's going to be a little bit weaker. And with these mid to Bs, they just haven't ever survived the journey. So back into this A-bomb site now. Perfecto going to try and hold this one down from the ramp. He does have Boomich back at long, but no flashbangs available to help Perfecto out of this one. He's got to win it all on his own, and he wasn't able to do that. Boomich is a bit of an unknown entity, but Masuta flips on back round and deals with him moments before he was going to mop up Shock. So Masuta saves Shoxy's life. And for Simple and Flamey, double AWP in the retake. Both of these AWPs, by the way, were over towards B, which felt like a bit of a curious decision from Navi. Simple was trying to hold on to mid. Flamey had pushed the tunnels, but yeah, this is never going to be a retake you attempt if you are Navi. Yeah, you've also got a huge lead and plenty of money, so at this point, you know, like, you can afford to let these rounds slip through the net. You're not that worried just yet if you're Navi.
Yeah, you definitely make a good point when you talk about where these AWPs are positioned. Like, you know, if Navi want to run double AWP, they should be running standard spots. Like, Simple Auto should be always long, watching the cat take from car, able to put up, you know, 2, maybe 3 kills on the defense, knowing Simple as Vitality run up catwalk. It's a pretty common occurrence. And, you know, Flamey AWPing B, supporting middle, that's pretty standard as well. But he's been caught out in the B tunnels with this AWP before. I don't know how keen I even am for the double AWP on the CT side here for Navi. I feel like, you know, putting Flamey on just an AK is a far safer decision right now, given how Vitality are playing. But, I mean, the rounds are there, right? The results are there. Navi are in control right now, but let's see if that remains the same. Simple spotting mid. Doesn't realize they're close below the door, but no one pushing through that smoke. He's safe to hold the catwalk. So we're going to pop a flash from Mizuta out middle. There he goes. Nothing to be seen, though. Simple playing very safe. Flamey on long on the AWP. And Simple supporting B. Maybe has a bit of a feeling that that's where this bomb is going in this round. And I wouldn't blame him, judging by the setup of Vitality. Holding long passive, yet to take the catwalk with tunnels control as well. Vitality running a very slow round on this T side, defaulting, waiting for Navi to give them picks. But if there's one thing that has been clear, Navi have never overstepped in these 5-on-5s. They have been good at finding gaps and exploiting aggression when Vitality make their play clear to Navi. But in these 5-on-5s, it's very rare to see Navi, you know, run and give Vitality a kill here. So Vitality, they're going to have to work for it. They're going to have to look for a pick, and Shox will do so towards CT, dropping into the smokes, taking the spawn, and clearing this out for a mid to B play.
RPK and Masuta, they've opened up. They've secured this B site, and Shox is still holding on for the rotation. Now, Flamey's trying to hop over the top for a bit of info, a bit of a look in. and he will get that trade. Boomich and Flamey left up in this retake, and Boomich coming in from T-spawn. Is he going to be ready for Masuta holding this tunnels position? Masuta certainly looks ready for Boomich, but isn't able to connect the shot. So ZywOo, they're asking him to step up once again. He's going to go in search of this tunnels player. Ooh. And this is actually pretty nice for ZywOo, because now he's going to get the information that tunnels is clear and should have the read that they've rerouted down into mid. They're both coming into this site together. And ZywOo isolating the first map. Molotov on the bomb.
Yeah.
It's missed the mark, but this is still going to be very, very close. Boomich, he
Vitality win it.
Just have it. No, off by a millisecond.
Yeah.
Team Vitality, they narrowly get that round on the board.
Yeah, that's a dangerous post part for ZywOo, and he knows it. That's why he's so quick to get the molly out. It's a bit of an error because Navi are just swinging to trade that kill, and he could have just won the fight. But he knows that, you know, if he takes that fight and he loses it, that's the round done. If he hits the Molotov, regardless of whether he lives or dies, he's won the round. And well, he misses the fight and he misses the molly, and he still wins the round just from, you know, stalling it out. So I guess, you know, it was a match made in heaven there for ZywOo, but even so, very close retake for Navi. I think grouping in the middle area definitely took too long there instead of just retaking for tunnels, but I can see why they didn't want to give ZywOo those one-on-ones. He is lethal. And in this round, no exception, trading the catwalk push from his electronic through the smoke does find Masuta, unlucky for him, but luckily Apex and Shox will lock in the round for Vitality with ease. 5 up on this T side, Harry. They've begun to build, and now Navi, they need to knock it down.
And this is where things get dangerous for Navi, right? Because like we were saying a few rounds ago, well, they've got this huge lead. They're not worried yet. You know, like things are still looking good. But now it's 7-5, and Navi, they come in with this buy, but they're staring down the barrel of this situation where, once again, if they lose this round, they've got nothing. And this does one of two things, right? Not only does it set Vitality up nicely for the future and puts a lot of weighting on this round, but it maybe like makes Navi have to lean towards kind of safer plays towards the end of the round. And Masuta, wow, I'm loving watching him at Catwalk. He is the Cat King, Masuta.
Meow.
This man's got 9 lives, and we still have yet to see him use them all up. He's ready to go in towards this A site. Now, Simple holding from the cross. You need 9 lives against this man. Maybe not. RPK, turns out a tank is enough to deal with him. Flamey and Perfecto left in the 2-on-4. Shox does get full blinded off that flash and maybe offers up a kill, but instead he dishes out the pain. High in supply from the catwalk. 6 on the board for Vitality, and that dreaded situation that we talked about involving the money, well, now it's more real than ever. Everyone dies, there's no saves, and to make matters worse, 4 players stay alive on the Vitality side of things, so they are now solidified till the end of this half. Vitality are 5.
Yeah. Obscene that Masuta checks the smoke for the close player. Like, he kills on catwalk and he still looks at the corner. Why would there be a play there? You're wondering. Well, Masuta is always ready. And yeah, honestly, like, again, I want to give this guy props, because as a very inexperienced individual at this level, joining Vitality at the start of the year, man, like, you know, he looked fine. He looked like he was learning in the road to Rio in Pro League. But right now, in this game, he looks like he's fully in command. He knows exactly what he's doing, and he is taking a lot of liberties, not, you know, sitting back and doing what Vitality tell him in the sense of just like trading kills or being the second man in. No, this guy is like making plays, running through smokes, and making Navi look funny. So this is really, really nice to see from Masuta. And if we have another, you know, French prodigy on our hands here for Vitality, that's only going to make this team, you know, even more threatening on the world stages. I think it's very easy to sleep on this roster because, oh, you know, ZywOo show, ha 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 ha. But the more we see from Vitality, the more that we see that these guys can perform without ZywOo dropping 40 kills, and that is so great. Flamey, 1-for-1 in middle, finds Masuta. Bomb heading B here. Perfecto, though, with a dig up close. 2 body shots is all he needs, and now the bomb can be dropped, but he doesn't see ZywOo behind the pillar. Oh, dear. You hate to see it. ZywOo takes him down, and Electronic in a 1-on-2 with no armor and no kit. The second this bomb is planted, all the chances are out the window.
Man, this is an unreal turnaround for Vitality and a gut-wrenching feeling for NAVI. Now, obviously, right, this was just like that partial investment, but they still get it close, and that's going to leave you feeling a little sour. 7 now on the board for Vitality in a game where NAVI had themselves a 5-round lead at one point in time. They were up 7-2. Well, it's going to feel like a bit of a distant memory now, isn't it? As Vitality tying this one up. This saved AK on Electronic is actually pretty nice as well, because it's going to free him up to drop over to Simples, so they still have like everything they can possibly need in this round, even an AWP, should they choose to. And I imagine they choose to.
Yeah, why wouldn't you really at this point? But even so, Harry, it's kind of similar to Nuke, you know, competitive start, NAVI looking okay, and then Vitality just starts storming into the lead. And you know, even though this is equal again, at T-side for NAVI, it left a lot to be desired on Nuke. And even though Dust 2 is a different ball game, I mean, you're still playing with the ball at the end of the day. So, a bit of a B play for Vitality. Solo up here. Flamey's gone aggressive, but he's got a kill off the back of the flash. He pre-aims the position that Mizuta strafes into, and Vitality, 2 men down in the blink of an eye. The young gun's gone from this side, and now it's down to the old guard of Shox, Apex, and RPK to pick up the pieces of this round to lead at the end of the first half. 3-on-5, certainly not an easy feat. Shox has an open spawn, dropped over, I imagine from the mid-spam, and he's going to throw a bit of an Xbox smoke down as well. Rest of Vitality working out long. Shox can flash his position, but NAVI are actually double cat right now. They're not even interested in long. They'd rather leave that open and just play for retake on this A site, knowing they can put up fights on this cross.
Well, Shox has undoubtedly had to spec ZywOo a lot in this position, so he's very attuned with what his role is in this round. He's holding down his pit position, and with these mollies, you know, maybe there's a chance that Vitality can get the bomb planted for long and really try and set Shox up in this round. Instead, they've got to go for the safe plant, and you know, you understand why. They're in a 3-on-5, they don't have any control anywhere else. However, this does mean that Shox, he's not useless in this round, but for him to find effect is going to hinge on these players in the site staying alive. And so ideally, they're hoping that Shox can kind of be that first point of contact over here towards long. I'm ticking away from NAVI. RPK putting up the first, Apex to follow, and now as NAVI try and pick up the pace, they deal with everyone. They shut this round down, and a defuse. Simple in the kit. Simple's gotten on it, and there should be.
I think he's got
that. That's fine. That's fine. Oh, it's all fine. They planned it well. The numbers are there. 8-7 at the end of the first half. NAVI narrowly winning it out, but there was a time where they were 7-2 up in this second map, so it is a hell of a recovery from Vitality. Can they keep the good times rolling in? Gonna have to join us after a quick break to find out.
All the time that you spend, what did it cost? Run around in the full of that chaos. You want a good life, you should make one. Yeah. You show your real side when the day comes. Under the cover of the nighttime, you're trying to speak over the baseline, but I can't hear you, no, no, no. I can't hear you, no, no, no. Catch you slipping on the FaceTime. Every kiss, yeah, I could taste lies. I don't wanna hear you, no, no, no. I don't wanna hear you, no, no, no. Can't hide it, no. I'm riding low. Don't wanna know, here it goes again. I guess I always knew that you're everything you do. Don't know if it's true. I can't believe what you did last night. I can't believe we danced for the last time. No, I don't need you, I need myself. No, I don't need you, I need myself. I can't believe what you did last night. Cause now I see you in a new light. No, I don't need you, I need myself. No, I don't need you, I need myself. All the time that you spend, what did it cost? Run around in the full of that chaos. You want a good life, you should make one. Yeah. Show your real side when the day comes. Under the cover of the nighttime, you're trying to speak over the baseline, but I can't hear you, no, no, no. I can't hear you, no, no, no. Catch you slipping on the FaceTime. Every kiss, yeah, I could taste lies. I don't wanna hear you, no, no, no. I don't wanna hear you, no, no, no. Can't hide it, no. I'm riding No, don't wanna. No, here it goes again. I guess I always knew that you're everything you do. Don't know if it's true. I can't believe what you did last night. I can't believe we danced for the last time. No, I don't need you, I need myself. No, I don't need you, I need myself. Can't believe what you did last night. Cause now I see you in a new light. No, I don't need you, I need myself. No, I don't need you, I need myself. I can't believe what you did last night. I can't believe we danced for the last time. No, I don't need you, I need myself. No, I don't need you, I need myself. Can't believe what you did last night. Cause now I see you in a new light. No, I don't need you, I need myself. No, I don't need you, I need myself. I don't need you, I need myself. No, I don't need you, I need myself.
Boy, oh boy, do we have a series on our hands. NAVI 8-7 up at the end of the first half of play in a game where they once led 7-2. So I think we got to give some props to Team Vitality for getting this one back so close. Now moving into the second half of play, and NAVI beginning this T side. Now looking to lock in a third map. Thus far, Vitality have won every pistol round in this series. And with that first kill going their way, they're looking to repeat that success. As I choke, let's see if NAVI do the same in this round.
Well, Shox is getting absolutely spammed up in B by Perfecto, but he's actually going to leave the site there. Shoxy down to 15 with a flashbang. Apex has a kit in this round, so they can play retake. Look at Vitality swarming the B bomb site. They've read Navi's rotation very well. Apex is here. They're actually going to use their flash early before Navi commit. And so now Vitality are going to have no use for the retake. Mizuta is going to get that info, but he might also get a bullet to his face if he's not clearing the corner, and he doesn't. Spotting the bomb, and 2 here for Navi, not the third. They don't know the Boomich is here as well. So here come Navi, and in with the entries. Perfecto with a big kill, opening up this B bomb site. The cross spam doesn't work, and Vitality, man, they had the setup, they had the read, and they just give this one away to Navi. Retake's still doable with the kit, but you're going to need to hit some bangers with shots, and Electronic just won't let it happen. I feel like Vitality really gave that one away there. Maybe doubting themselves on that B read, but yeah, you know, even the push towards tunnel, maybe a bit much. 9-7 for Navi, back up in the lead here. And this bodes well for Navi, considering that's their first pistol round in the entire series, and we're 2 maps deep. So, yeah, Navi in a position where maybe they can take a bit more of a lead and lock us in a third. Overpasses that final map, a map that both these teams have played 4 times and won twice apiece. So we don't have a lot of data to work off, and I think that makes that third map even more exciting. Who's been putting in the most work? It's a question that we might get answered later if Vitality let this one slip, though, because right now they're still gunning for a 2-0 and pushing the tunnels with a lot of information in this round. You'll notice Electronic has just left T-spawn, and that's as this flank is coming through. Electronic stop considering it, but Simple gets the entry onto A, and that's going to push Navi closer into the site.
Oh, RPK is waiting, playing the trigger discipline on this wrap round, and there is only 1 kill for him to find here, but he should have it dead to right, and that will be Electronic getting mopped up there. So a 4-on-4. Now Navi know about this long flank. Apex trying to land some chance no-scopes. It would look cool, but sadly, that's not enough to make them connect. Wish it was. Docs, however. Okay, Simple's going to respond with 1, but it's all left onto Boomich with just 2 points of health, and 1 shot's all that's needed to deal with him, and they do. It's going to be a force buy victory here from Team Vitality in this second round. Navi, they find their first pistol round in this series, and they lose the follow-up in the second. So
bit of a classic, Harry.
Yeah, and now these force buy wars, they're set to continue. This stack over in the A site works wonders. And that's one of the problems with RPK's flank, right? It just enabled you to fully stack that side of the map. You know that they're coming from long because you have cleared everywhere else. Look at this. Tech 9, man. They're making a comeback.
What year is this?
Is the year of the Tech.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy as well, the fact that, yeah, you know, the flanks coming in that gives the info for Vitality, but think about that first fight. Simple removes Zywoo at the site, and, you know, Navi, a man up. Okay, yeah, they're walking into a stack with a flank, but, you know, there's only pistols up for Vitality, and Shox just mows him down with a P2K, or P250, rather.
Yeah, man, you said like what year is it as well? Like we had a stat brought up by earlier on that it was to do with like courage and Simple and how him and Apex played right, and it got me thinking about like some of the highlights we've seen. And I remember like with this courage squad, like think it even had like Blade on it alongside Simple, right? And I remember like, you know, I'm trying to think what event it was. I think it was like an early Star Series or something like that. There's like this sick clip of Scream just popping off, wrecking Simple, wrecking Blade, 85% headshot ratio or something ridiculous.
Back when you used to be able to get away with that.
Yeah, and no, it's so weird. Like you look at this now, right, and you've got like Simple in this NAVI squad. You've got like some familiar faces still around him, and the same for Vitality. But just think, like, there's a lot of new generations here in the server right now, even. And the players that were good back then maybe aren't so much nowadays.
Or coaches.
Yeah.
In Blade's example. So still here, still alongside Simple, still coaching the team and, you know, providing impact in that sense.
Well, like the era where like Scream was just like the guy feels like it was so long ago now. Right? So yeah, it's so, I don't know, man. I love thinking about how much Counter-Strike's changed. Maybe not the game itself, but more the players around it.
The scene. Well, right now, Vitality, they have seen NAVI at the top of middle, and they're going to be chasing them down. Look at this anti-eco, no fear for Vitality. And these are the kind of rounds that we didn't even really see from NAVI, right? Like, Vitality are just so confident, and seconds into the round, they got the bomb, they're in T-spawn, they're killing Boomich out long doors, and yeah, just to mop up all the money made off of those SMGs. 4 out of the 5 kills from them. And Vitality not only taking the lead, but a huge economical advantage. Now, here's the big question, Harry. Running those SMGs, do they want to continue? They have the money, they don't need to, but it might be tempting considering, you know, playing close to the SMG, going close towards the long doors, using your utility to get there, and then killing a rifle, getting an AK upgrade, like that's a massive benefit. So Vitality, they're going to hang on to these low weapons. See what they can do with them, though. Actually, some swapping going on. RPK takes it away from Apex as they set up towards long with that Molotov. Mizutu's pushing B again, and deep grenades going through, not doing too much. B push here would be a very dangerous decision to start the round, but Vitality, they don't care about the danger. They've pushed long as well. They're just trying to take map control, and Navi have had to give it away. Flash up cat for Flamey. It's going to try and set Electronic up in short side. RPK still along, not too committed here. He can back out of this position. Right now, the only backing out is Navi as Flamey leaves long, goes to group with his teammates up on the catwalk, and again, we could have a world where RPK comes in on a big flank. Less likely than he just stays in this position and tries to assist and deal with a potential lurk of Navi. But once that bomb goes down on A, RPK is going to be useless with this SMG from long, so they really need to force some fights, and ZywOo's done a great job with a flashbang from Apex. Both players fully white, and ZywOo removes them from the round. Oh dear, oh dear. Navi, a 3-on-5, and they've barely even got to play this round.
Yeah, and you look at the actual map control they own, and they don't really have too many options. They've even lost a man at long doors. And so this is really hamstrung Navi to have to group up over here at the catwalk. Apex has heard this rotation in from Perfecto, so he's commed for the quick rotate out from B.
Oh, wow.
Navi are getting collapsed onto, and Perfecto with a quick flick back round. And a follow-up into the site. Come on then, let's get the ball rolling. Simple and Perfecto. The tag team that have to try and see this one through to the end, and Simple will deal with the first, but quick as you like. There's the trades from the last 2 remaining players for Vitality. Navi, they get it close. They put up a hell of a fight in the 2-on-5, but it's not enough to find the round. And now 11 on the board for Vitality. Really starting to cement this lead and looking to 2-0 the series. Perfecto, man. Like, that's wild. That's actually nuts. He does a little nice double 180 number for us.
Yeah, just continues to spray, doesn't even let go of the mouse one. And that's a big round for Vitality, right? Because not only are they getting away with those 2 SMGs that upgrade into AKs, and now ZywOo has the AWP, but Navi, they get a bomb plant, but other than that, they're fairly broke. They got Galils, and ZywOo will happily fight Galils on long. He's got 2, gonna get flashed back in. Player has crossed out, that's Simple, and ZywOo doesn't know. Simple also doesn't know ZywOo's still here, so he's just tucked for the time being, but he's going to go out wide for the fight, and Simple will have the advantage here, you would think, unless ZywOo expects it, and Simple certainly will. He rids RPK of the round. ZywOo not going to go back in. I think re-aggressing here, even with flashbangs, is such a dangerous decision against Simple. Vitality, they got those kills, they got good control, give it up. Boomich makes a jump. Oh no, he gets heard. Vitality weren't even considering this position, and now not only do they consider it, they get the bomb. Perfecto clearing out lower. Mizuta swaps sides. Perfecto doesn't know. And now he's got to try and get control of this package. Luckily, Simple's coming from the spawn. Mizuta knows that timing. He needs to get aggressive, and he's dealt with that one man, leaving Simple alone back in T-spawn in a 1-on-3. His first job, get back the bomb.
Yeah, and that's the first mission on a pretty lengthy operation here for Simple. He's going to try and retrieve this bomb and then has to navigate a 1v3. With 2 players in these upper tunnels, it's going to be hard for Simple. Apex available to trade with old mate Masuta. His bomb retrieved. Simple going to drop a smoke to cover him from the lower tunnels. Still trying to fight his way into this B bomb site, but with 2 players here, they double peek him, they swing, and it's Masuta delivering 3 kills in that round there. When he joined this team, you know, like they weren't looking to pick up a big-time fragger necessarily, right? Masuta definitely didn't look like he was outputting the most incredible numbers early on, but as we've seen him adapting and you know, getting used to this level of play, right, in a team environment, he's been looking better and better. He was the frag leader back on Nuke.
Yeah.
And here, he, you know, isn't topping the charts with the kills, but he's getting a lot of impact from the kills that he is finding.
And it feels like he doesn't feel scared to make individual plays as well, which is the hallmark of a good player. You know, if you know when you can get away with something and you achieve that and you find 2 kills and then you get out safely, like, you know, finding that gap and exploiting it against a team like Navi, against tier 1 opposition, is something that, you know, is very impressive for such a young and inexperienced player. Right now, Vitality... Well, actually, okay, going back to this point I made earlier in the first half, Navi, they put up a great CT side. They look fine. You know, they're in control somewhat. 8 rounds. And, you know, I said, okay, Dust 2's a different map, but think back to Nuke. Think back to the T side. Think back to how lost Navi looked and how they barely got anything done there. We're having the same case here on Dust. Despite it being a different map, Navi find the pistol round. Vitality forced them with P250s and then go on a 5-round winning streak on this CT side. Navi have not broken that streak. And won't be breaking it, not here, not now, not with Deagles. This should be 13-9 for Vitality if all things go to plan. And then Navi will have, what, 1, maybe 2 buy rounds left in this map to actually contest this scoreline. This is a rough performance from Navi right now, and only, you know, off the back of Vitality's very, very well-played CT sides here.
And that was the story back on Nuke as well, right? Like the CT half looked pretty even. But yeah, Vitality, they're doing a stellar job here. Set up a cat, the flash is good. Perfecto and Simple, gonna chain together 2 kills. ZywOo getting pressured, only 8 seconds for this bomb plant, and ZywOo is not faltering. Simple gonna start plugging in the numbers. ZywOo trying to land a shot, and instead he's gonna kill everyone else and Simple as well. ZywOo, stellar round. My goodness, 4 kills there from him. What a play, what a man. ZywOo with the defuse. 27 kills in the game right now, and he comes alive.
I thought I jinxed it, Harry. I did say Navi shouldn't win that round, but for a second, they had everything in their hands. ZywOo, the fact that he gets away with his second kill here, he waits, and he knows he needs to kill Flamey before he refaces the site. Otherwise, he's going to get shot in the back. And, well, ZywOo, it looked like for a second he wanted to wallbang default and kill Simple on the other side, but he fell off the box. Luckily, it wasn't a problem. He finds both kills there, and Navi... I mean, it's still a bomb plant, still a successful eco round, but one now that they need to win if they want to have any say in this series. ZywOo is just not letting that happen. He falls out right as Simple scopes up. Apex has been dropped on Cat. Electronic did find that kill, so there's something here for Navi, but the flashes come through and Flamey abandons Long, not going back into that AWP. ZywOo, reflash by RPK, clears out Long once again, carrying the blue bins. He has a molly for it, but no one's here for Navi. They've spread out, they've split up, they've gone back into a default with players in the tunnels and Perfecto coming from T-spawn to join. That bomb is still in middle, but with a 4-on-4 enabled, Vitality aren't fighting for mid anymore. They're just playing in the bomb sites. Vitality not giving them anything right now.
Yeah, Navi are very, very paranoid about any aggression coming through, and so they're just sitting back, they're waiting as well, hoping that a man advantage is gifted over, and that's not going to happen. Vitality are really going to make you work to get back into this one. Now, they set up over here on Cat. Electronic is over in the tunnels, and this is likely where he's going to stay. try and cut down these rotations while the rest of Navi set up for the cap play.
Not a good volley.
Trying to play around this Molotov that was thrown out by his teammate, I think.
Yeah.
I think that was ZywOo throwing that one over. So not ideal, but they get out through cat. Once again, left down to the wire. ZywOo and RPK, they could deny this whole round if they find the right kills at the right time, but they've lost ZywOo. RPK now going to swing out and he secures a double. Bomb gets dropped back at cat, and that's a bit of a disaster.
That's the round.
Oh, there's not enough time. Oh, no, there is. There might be. It's very, very close, and I think they've just got it. They do. By half a second, they get that bomb down. It was so close. Shox is aggressive in through CT, and now only Electronic left to deal with. He Molotovs the bomb to buy himself some time. Nade to follow, but Shox is just holding. An Electronic tagged up early on in the round. The nade could have finished the job. Shox is going to throw it in.
Bye-bye.
Electronic gets deleted, and there's the defuse. Vitality, they get a 14th on the board. Well played by Shox in the 1-on-2, and a stellar double from RPK to get that round so close.
That was actually really well played from Shox. He was waiting. He knew Flamey was planting in that position, and Shox, he could either jump and give away his position and try and gamble for the round. If he hits it, he wins the round, right? But the alternative is his teammate, his teammate dies in mid, and Navi have a guy in mid, and he realizes there's someone in CT. So instead of just hanging around and waiting for Flamey to stand up so he can take that headshot, he backs up, he plays the fact that Navi don't know where he is, and he wins the 1-on-2 in style. Shox putting up another round for Vitality, a flawless streak here, Harry. 7 in a row on the CT side. It's nuke all over again. Navi looked lost on the T half of that map, and here is no exception. They have not fielded a round since the pistol. And it was pistols that put them down 7-0 in the CT side. RPK, he could get flashed up on Catwalk. Apex has line one up, but RPK timing is everything. He needs to call for it right now. That's a great timing. RPK trying to get aggressive. He gets one, almost a second of spray, puts Boomich low, and the Molotov sends him packing. That's still a favorable fight for Vitality. They get good info, and Apex wants more.
Yeah, he's hungry for it, but getting spotted by the player in lower tunnels, that will facilitate the swing in from Boomich. So Navi finally sat with a man advantage in a 4-on-3, admittedly with low players. And ZywOo ready to peek the catwalk, gets a little overzealous there. Does still remove Flamey even while being blind, but it's Boomich in with the third, continuing this tear up through Cat that has secured the A bomb site. Masuta and Shox left in for the clutch, smoking a fool over here at Catwalk. That nade could delete Boomich, doesn't quite find him at the back of the site. Electronic holding down long, able to come out over the top of Shox. Leaves Masuta just saving this AWP. Navi, they'll reach double digits now as well. 10-14. Still a tall task to get back into this game, but definitely not impossible for the Navi side.
Yeah, sometimes it just takes one round, right, to just reinvigorate you, remind you what works, how you get there. And obviously, I feel like that round's a little gifted by Vitality. The fact that they send 3 waves of Cat players, but they don't at any point set up like, a crossfire or a double peek or anything. They just like you throw bodies at the problem one by one, and Navi just deal with them, right? It starts off by being a fair trade. Vitality get 1 for 1, and then the next fight, they get nothing, and then the next fight, ZywOo again gets 1. But it's just giving trades for Vitality to get up Catwalk and succeed in that A bomb site, or for Navi rather. So 10-14. That's a second T-sided round, their first since the pistol. So Navi, can they find more off the back of it, or will they be broken immediately after finding a round? So ZywOo, he wants to make it so. He's nearing the 30 bomb. He's got the AWP once again. Flash through long doors. RPK can't stop it. He has to concede this position. Navi are hunting him down with a smoke on the corner. Spam threw it down to 1. RPK lives to fight another day, but ZywOo certainly won't. Electronic gimping in the smoke, hiding around the side, and Apex does trade, keeping things alive for Vitality.
Yeah, but barely, right? Like with RPK so low and Apex trapped out on Cat, there's no one holding onto the site, and with Perfecto holding for this Cat cross, he's going to get offered a kill, and he gets the information that a second player is here as well. RV, now with a minute left, they don't even have to commit to this A-side play. They're going to leave simple here. Over at long with the AWP, and actually now grouping back up. They do still want to commit into this A-bomb site. Apex has moved in behind the site box.
He's going to drop a smoke.
Is this something that we see team spirit do a hell of a lot with Magic's in this position. But Apex never drops the smoke, swings out wide, and does get bested. So this round's fallen apart. NAVI going to take an 11th, and maybe that one round to reach 10 was what they needed after all. It's now the success keeps on flowing for NAVI.
Yeah, that certainly could be the solution, right? Couple of rounds in a row now, NAVI building money, and that just certainly makes things harder for Vitality, because it's not going to be in a world where, you know, you win one round and then you close an anti-force buy or an anti-eco to win the series. No, NAVI are going to have back-to-back rifle rounds despite you know, winning any of your own. And Vitality, they're not exactly rich right now. Shox saves this gun, but look at the money on the rest of the team. And I say Shox saves this gun. Shox is trying to save this gun. Perfecto doesn't want to allow it, but won't commit to the T-spawn wrap. And so this gun will get away. Live to... no, forget it. Shox fights, and he dies. That's a great one-tap from Perfecto. He is top of the team right now. 2 kills above Simple. Vitality, after losing that gun, after losing everything in this round, including the money, they're going to call a quick pause.
Oh, that's a pretty grim stat there.
Doesn't surprise me, especially considering how dominant that map was.
You know, with the rest of NAVI showing up and it not just being a simple show, I don't know, man. I still think there's some legs on this game. Yeah, 11 to 14, no money in these bank accounts over on the Vitality side. So this should be NAVI making this one even closer.
And this is, again, something that we talk about a lot, Harry, when we see Apex as an in-game leader for Vitality. Now, this is a big problem for Apex. It has, you know, new in-game leader, relatively speaking, and now needs to dig Vitality out of a hole. Now, the scoreline doesn't look like a hole, but the reality is Vitality are very much in a hole. Back-to-back rounds for NAVI. Imagine a third here. And Vitality only just having enough money for that buy in the follow-up. So right now, Apex needs a big call in that follow-up round for Vitality to actually succeed. Otherwise, NAVI, do not count them out here. 5 rounds in a row to take them to overpass. Absolutely doable here for a squad like this. Vitality know the pressure is well and truly on.
NAVI, they've really slowed it down, right? And a lot of these pushes are just coming down to the final 20 seconds. And Vitality, this time around, aren't really giving them these early engagements that they've been doing a hell of a lot. And I hope that's something we see carry forward into the rifle round for Vitality here with only the pistols. This is where they should get mopped on up. And while a few kills do come through, Electronic just spearheading this charge into the A site has taken heads off. And Masuta unable to find this shot the first time around, but now he's recovered. Shox alongside him. Masuta now in this 1v2, who does spot Electronic, but it's the ace from this man to put the 12th round on the board for NAVI. That still gets very, very close. It still gets uncomfortable. With Electronic starting to come alive and carving a path in this round, NAVI, they are able to win it out and get this one over the line.
Oh, that was so close for Masuta. The fact that he hesitates on that second kill, he flicks and gets the headshot with the last bullet. Nice stuff, but not enough for Vitality. This round has to be, as it's going to be one of their last couple of rifle rounds in regulation. Assuming. A lot of assumptions to be made here. We don't know where this one's going. Are NAVI going to have the answers here as they look to find a few rounds? So he hears that smoke get dropped. He knows, therefore, where that player has to be, but he can't hit the wallbang onto Electronic. He does get up a catwalk with that smoke safely. Apex playing very safe inside of the site, not wanting to die to an aggressive NAVI T side. But as you said, Harry, Vitality, they want to do their best at denying NAVI's man advantages. It's often been 4-on-4s. It's often been Vitality throwing someone up cat or pushing tons, getting a kill and getting traded. Well, right now, 5-on-5, keeping everyone alive. And Apex, he's going to be up for the final test here. It's a fake for NAVI, and Apex should be able to con this. He's realized everything. Vitality now watching for the mid to B. Shox is here. Apex is dropped into spawn and gets removed after only finding a dink to Boomage. They're going to slow things right down right now because they don't have to commit immediate immediately into B. There's a flash here. Mazuta's waiting in the smoke. What a risk, as Perfecto could just spam him and take the round. Flamey's also gotten a kill, and Navi have just stopped. This is very weird. They've got huge advantages, and they're about to get another. Mazuta doesn't check the corner, and Perfecto almost follows up into B, but actually Shox holds down the line with 2, and that's going to send the bomb back into ZywOo.
Now, Boomich is down in CT, but with 20 seconds left, he's going to be hard-pressed to find much usage out of this position, and Shox could just wrap him and deal with this threat right now. Indeed he does. They lose ZywOo. Flamey with 1 HP, the bottom performer in this round, taps him down. Bomb plant for Simple. Shox has to ace this one if he wants to pick it up, and dealing with Simple is easier said than done. Navi just about get another round on the board, 13 to their name. It's almost the recovery on the back of Shox's performance here. But Vitality, all this momentum they had, everything that was looking so good, I mean, it just seems like it's powered down, and it's taking, you know, great individual performances to leave these rounds ever feeling doable.
Yeah, one thing is a real problem for Vitality right now. Well, I was going to say Mazuta, and yeah, in this round exactly. But every time he's pushed B tunnels, pretty much he's been punished for it, unless he's had a teammate alongside him. So I'd love to see him just stop pushing tunnels in these mid rounds, trying to get information, trying to get back in control. But if anything, staying alive and playing for the clutch as a B player, playing with Shox to retake that round, for example, it's far safer and it's going to get you a lot more results than, you know, risking everything just to take tunnels, especially when Navi have been so mobile and rotating that bomb.
And not to mention, right, like this is a classic Navi style of play, right, where they do just slow down and they wait for you to come to them. And I feel like if you keep coming to them, well, then
they keep waiting for you.
Yeah, exactly. And no one can really beat Navi at that game. That is what they're very, very good at. On top of that, right, the decision to keep pushing B feels like a bit of a mystery, because I almost wonder, like, when you're in a 3-on-5, what are you kind of hoping for? Like, either you get the info that it's clear, okay, then it allows a full rotation, right? But like the other scenario, and the more likely scenarios we've seen in every one of these rounds, is that there is just a player holding it. Because once they're in the 5-on-3, Navi aren't feeling pressured to pick up the pace anymore. In this round, it's an A play, and Navi, they haven't cleared anywhere else on the map, so they are walking into this stack, but it gets pretty much dissolved immediately. Everybody falls, and now Navi tie this up at 14-all. They have recovered this game. They are back in the driver's seat. One final investment from Vitality as they try and keep their heads above water in this map.
They might get drowned in the dust, Harry, and take us to overpass. Navi, they have come alive in these last few rounds. 5 in a row after a streak of 7 from Vitality. So Navi are trying to one-up them right now, and this could be doable. Simple with the auto sniper at 14-14. Removes Apex through the door. He wallbanged Mazuta out in the previous round. Simple is not playing. He is not messing. He is here to win. And Navi, they might just be in that very position. Oh my. Boomich through a smoke as well. Electronic one tapping RBK. Harry, I think we're heading to a third.
Oh, it certainly feels like it. It's like all the stars have aligned for Navi all of a sudden, and now Mazuta and Shox left at the B site. They're going to try and save, but Navi, they will come and hunt you. They will try and take these guns away. They know this is all Vitality are really going to have to work with in this coming round. And so, you know, with the last round being the last round of play regardless, you are hunting this every day of the week, and you can already see the Navi attack dogs have been let loose to try and sniff out these saving players. Mazuta and Shox. Can they get away with these guns? It's going to be so important that they do. And this swing from Mazuta nets in that kill. More players coming his way, though. Mazuta getting pressured, has dropped the smoke in the double door. Molly at the window denies him a lot of ground. And Navi, they're making this feel so claustrophobic. Oh, Mazuta's still going and really refusing to hand this M4 over. Oh, another kill. They're still holding on. And Shox gets down another. This is the save succeeding for Vitality. They hold on. And with all those kills coming through for Mazuta, he can actually drop M4s off round. He can get another gun up here, as can Shox, thanks to the loss bonus. So suddenly you've got 4 rifles in this round. RPK even able to invest in a FAMAS. And so Vitality, they've cobbled the fight together. They've got it. Let's see if they can get anything done with it now, as it's OT or bust. for Vitality in a map where they had the lead for the longest while in this second half.
This would be a 7-round in a row comeback from NAVI to take us to Overpass if it happens. And right now, they are just 5 kills away from that very point. The flash is good, but the shot is not. RBK whiffs, and Apex gets one, but Zawu has to fall back to watch Cat. He's not ready. Electronic's gone through the smoke. No fear for NAVI as they set up towards A and set up a third map in this series. Mizuta and Shox, they've been held down from this position every time they tried to Cat flank Perfecto, giving away his position, but he gets one and almost doubles down. Shox runs through the molly for the trade, but at what cost? A 1-on-3 for the map, and look at Electronic.
Yeah, Electronic's going to seal the deal. Na'Vi from 14-7 down. They pull this all the way back. They get it done. They get it over the line. And what a game from Na'Vi, man. They're able to recover. And that was the big question, right? Was like, you know, it looked like they were down and out. They didn't have any solutions. It looked like they kind of run out of ideas. They find that one round playing that very, very slow style. And then I think, you know, Vitality with the confidence still in their way, like, you know, at that point, Na'Vi have only got one. They didn't know they were going to go on to just go flawless and close out the game. They're still feeling the confidence. They're still giving Na'Vi these fights. And I think it was that moment of realization that maybe we shouldn't be doing this. Just too little, too late.
Digging the hole, Harry.
Vitality.
Digging the hole.
Yeah,
digging themselves down to a third map. We're going to Overpass, ladies and gents. That's going to be the finale of this series. Na'Vi, they've warmed up. They're raring to go here in Dust 2. And we're going to be thrown to a break before our analyst test. So join us in a second.
Hey, it's me, Lily from AT&T. I'm back, working from home, and here to help.
Hey Lily, I'm hearing a lot about 5G. Should I be getting excited?
Depends. Are you gonna want faster speeds?
I will.
More reliability?
Oh, also yes.
Better response times?
Definitely.
Are you gonna be making sourdough bread?
Oh, is that 5G related?
No, it's just like, why is everyone making sourdough now? But yes, you're gonna want 5G.
AT&T is building 5G on America's best network. Visit att.com to learn more.
When we don't have a plan, nobody gave me a lesson in love. Every day searching, cause we never had enough. I was lost until I saw your face tonight. Standing on the outside, drawn into your paradise. Wasn't looking for
Well, holy smokes, would you believe it? 16-14 on the back of 7 rounds in a row. Navi put Dust 2 on the board, on their mantle in this series. The best of 3, of course. Vitality picking up the first map, but Navi picking up the second. Sets us up for a beautiful third. However, we didn't tell you all about this matchup at hand. When I say we, I'm talking about those in the digital studio with me. Of course, we do have Christine Potter-Chi. And would you believe it? I made a believer out of Bleh. So look at him go. Bleh, look at him.
Oh,
Navi
no.
on the board. What do you say?
I'm going to ignore you said that, Trace, but let's go with this one, right? I'm just going to paint a picture here. Map 1, 16-8 going the way of Vitality. Navi 1-1 T-side round. Second map, 14-9 up Vitality. Navi have now won 2 T rounds total. It's done. I was ready to jump in here, wrap this one up. And then suddenly, I don't know what the hell happened. 7 rounds in a row, and they look convincing, simple, doing simple things, wall bangs galore, like Flamey getting random shots through the smoke. They just woke up. And then Vitality, they could not answer back.
And Christine, I look at you, not just through the camera right here, not just through the lens and all that.
Okay.
I look at you for answers, for guidance. What's going on here? How, if you are Vitality, you've let this game slip away from you?
I mean, Boomich, man, Boomich. He's got the fancy feet, allowing him to get out long A on multiple occasions, just spamming through the smoke, whether he's blind or not. He's got that savvy that allows him to just dodge past all of Vitality's utility, and he was very successful towards that long A. And man, but what a wizard ZywOo is throughout the entire series so far on Dust 2, but it's his target selection, it's his ability to understand what his biggest threat is, and always making the high percentage plays. It's so impressive to watch.
And for ZywOo, this is a guy, and I was hearing here, and Hugo talked about it as well during the cast, and perhaps you guys can be on the same sentiment here. This is a team that, for the most part, in the past, has looked at ZywOo as sort of like the centerpiece on that mantle. Now we get to see the other players step up. I think that's got to bode well. It's got to feel good if you're Vitality. But for ZywOo, it just doesn't stop. This round right here is absolutely nuts.
This is ridiculous. He's getting flanked from both sides. He's so calm and patient, and he almost got the wall bang. I feel like if he got a jump right, it would have been a wall bang. And then, of course, that final kill, I can't even see it. This guy is so patient, and like Potter said, that was brilliant. He knows the guy at long's beating him out. He takes a shot towards short, gets the guy at long, and then just the final flick as well onto simple. Like, so quick, so smart, high percentage plays, never misses. But then, electronic happens. 30 bomb in regulation, though.
Christine, if you play against that guy in your average matchmaking, do you report him?
Oh, absolutely.
That guy's getting reported straight up.
Yeah, I mean, he's playing. We have the luxury of not having the walls, but it looks like he knows exactly where the enemies are going to be coming from every single time. And not even just that round, he had 2 other rounds on Dust 2 that were just as impressive, just towards that long A, dodging the flashes, understanding that he's got some time to work with because of the spacing the T's have to prioritize in that moment.
Well, speaking of time and time to work with, let's start to talk about Overpass, the third and final map of this series. How have we gotten to 3? Well, we don't necessarily need an answer to that. It's all in the pudding, right? But on this map of Overpass, how are we feeling, both sides?
I think it's a very 50-50 map, like literally. So if you look, I'm just looking at the stats in the last 3 months these two lineups have played. Both of them have played Overpass 4 times, and they have a 50% win rate on it. So I think it's going to be even Stevens, all things considered. I would still give the edge to Vitality here right now. I'm like flip-flopping right now, but Navi, that was a great comeback. It looked good. They woke up, but I still feel Vitality have looked the better team so far today.
Christine, give me a one-liner right now. Make me believe this is going one way or the other.
I have to agree. I think Vitality, their T sides is super polished. They seem to be gelling together and working very well together. So I got to say Vitality look like they have the edge as well here.
Well, that is what we are going to do. See if they have their edges in a row. And by that, I mean making sure everything's just flush and lined up. Sort of like we're going to go ahead and line things up for the next map of this series. Overpass on the cards. It will be the decider of this series right here. You do not want to miss it at the Dreamhack-Masters-Spring 2020.
Pressure's rising deep inside it. Feel the tension. There is so much you do to me. I could mention, but I won't. I'm high, sparks fly, even when I touch your shoulder. I feel your heartbeat, and I wanna take you over. I wanna take you. There's something taking over me. Lust, what it is, what it is, what it is, what. Lust, what it is, what. Passion growing every time we feel inspired. On a mission, and I don't wanna till we're tired. 'Cause you've got flavors like I've never. I'm so hungry. I'm so sure that you've got just what it to satisfy me. There's something taking over me. Lust, what it is, what it is, what it is, what. Lust, what it is, what it is, what it is, what. Lust, what it is, what it is, what it is, what. Lust, what it is, what it is, what. There's something taking over me. Lust, I just can't help myself. 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 Say it again now. Lust, I just can't help myself. Say it again now. Lust, I just can't help myself. Say it again now. Lust, I just can't help myself. Say it again now. Lust.
Well, somehow, someway, NAVI are able to take Dust 2. They remain resilient. They take 7 rounds in a row from being 14-9 down all the way to a victory, Hugo. And what does that mean for this series? Well, it means that we head to Overpass, our third and final map in this matchup. And Hugo, I don't know about you, but how are you leaning right now? Because that from NAVI was kind of, it was a sick comeback, but it also felt like Vitality kind of fumbled it somewhat.
I don't really know what to think, Harry. I'd like to think that Vitality can keep things going, but maybe the momentum for NAVI will put them in their place. I mean, this is actually the map Overpass, the map that NAVI lost 16-14 in that 2-0 loss to Hard Legion that knocked them out of the group stage in the Road to Rio CAS. Obviously coming in as the top team of the region in both groups. They don't even make it to the playoffs, and Overpass was a factor in that series. So was Dust 2, but NAVI picked that up just a minute ago. So a different day, and NAVI are here to stay. Very passive setup early on. We got Boomich on the kit. NAVI with 2 on A right now, 3 towards that lower site with Boomich playing Heaven, allowing him to rotate very fast. Vitality flashing out B short. Flamey's watching as players outside the Monster. It's a quick execute into B. Heavy setup here for NAVI. Here come the Frenchman. RPK leading the charge. He's the only one with kills. Both of his teammates dead. RPK with a second, almost a third. Shock steals it away, and Vitality have control of the site, but they're getting flanked.
Yeah, Electronic in through short, but he's left in this 1v3, and he does deal with old mate Shots. Now looking for a follow-up, and another for Electronic. Oh, he's gonna do damage, but not find the kill onto RPK, who just about holds his ground. Now, Hugo, I got a little interesting stat line for you on this,
Harry.
Right? So Vitality, in the matches that they've played on this in recent times, so I'm just going off the last 3 months, right? Yeah, nice and easy. They average, I've just done the math here, mate, 32.25 rounds each time they play this map. Pretty cool.
Yeah, that was like the Road to Rio playoffs, though. That's you know, the average playoff game RTR was 32 rounds. The average game, by the way, over regulation. It's kind of ridiculous. Counter-Strike is very competitive right now, as Na'Vi just showed us, right? Vitality looked like they had it a lock-in. Blair was saying that game felt done. He was ready to pack it up, pack it in. And Na'Vi, well, they just begin out of nowhere with 7 in a row. Simple, that's a start. Finds Masuta in connector, and he's going to go back towards middle where 2 T's sit. He won't sit for long. RPK removes him from the round, and Vitality speed up towards A. There's only one man here. Na'Vi are going to have to throw in one quick rotation from this B bomb site. Jumping on the site is Electronic, but needs to be very careful. That smoke is going to slow Vitality down, but the bomb is still here, and they look to commit. Vitality have just let Na'Vi rotate into A, though, and if they still go towards this site, they are just walking into a 3-man setup. Ooh, that'll do. And now, this is a problem. He sees that player walking away. He sees Apex walking towards connector, so Na'Vi might read that as a B play, and yeah, they have. They've dropped 2 players off towards that lower site, and now Vitality, they were just rerouting along. It was just Apex holding con, and now they're going to commit into an unsuspecting Na'Vi.
And that smoke has given up the aim of the game, so the element of surprise is gone, and they've slowed down a bit. Smoke's actually come through for Na'Vi. ZywOo does win that first fight, but at quite the cost, and right now, Perfecto, all he's got to do is buy time to allow these rotations to come in, and actually he does more than that. He shuts down the first man. Now the trade comes through from Shox, but these players are already here. Shox has the bomb, and he dives far forward over at the dumpster. ZywOo retrieves it, but he's not ready for the repeat from Flamey. This is the round. It's dead to rights. Na'Vi, they're going to find the force by Team Ace, everyone pulling their weight there, and then that's exactly what you want to see. So Vitality, they continue their good look of being able to pick up pistol rounds in this series. But this time it's them not finding the conversion.
With Na'Vi now having full control over the economy in their favor. Just Deegs on the other side. This should be a simple affair for Na'Vi. Man in question falling back to the toilets of the M4. He's got Electronic alongside him to play for a closer range. Gamble, of course, on this map is that long position. Na'Vi leaving it open early, but banking on the fact that Vitality won't just run up towards the A site from there. Simple lines up a couple. He gets a good bit of damage there. Gets tagged as well, though. And Electronic receiving a deagle shot as he falls back. Simple swings, saves his life. Apex lost in the round. And Simple, he's running out of ammo. He needs to tap. He's going to find a third. Pistol out, eventually finished off, but that's when the swing comes in. And Electronic does not want to let Vitality scavenge guns. He will just scavenge corpses and put Na'Vi up 2-1 in this third map. Hero AK on ZywOo in this round. Surrounded by Glocks, though, so really relying on ZywOo to do something here. As Vitality, they have nothing to fall back on once he's dead.
I don't think I love it.
No.
I don't think I love the Hero AK with Glocks around it.
No.
Maybe they're able to surprise us, Hugo. Maybe ZywOo isn't to be trifled with. However, this is the danger, right? Like, with him winning that fight, okay, cool. The AK has gotten the first kill. But ZywOo is now 32 points of health. If anyone else grabs that gun, which they're not able to do, no one's gotten it yet, so that's not going to get retrieved. It's not like you can throw this gun around, really. Like, you know, you still want to keep it on ZywOo. He is the armored player in this round. You're hoping he can get a bit more done.
Electronic.
And with Electronic seeping in through long, he's caught a very good timing here to really shut down this round.
He's also heard them all as well. They ran round through middle, so it's like, you know, it's not just the flank, it's the info. He knows he's right, and he knows he's in the correct place. That is a hell of a spray. Maybe could have been a little more safer or more careful on that fight. Instead, he just tries to commit to the transfer.
All right, let's go.
And yeah,
ZywOo,
1 AK, that's all you need, man. Just kill everyone. Just send your Glocks in.
Maybe
a grenade.
this is to buy every round.
Yeah, just 4 Glocks every round. Let ZywOo ace. And well, Vitality, that's what they're relying on right now. The grenade has taken the plant off after Apex put down the numbers, and now Na'Vi need to go. They're running out of time. They've got kit. flash up for Flame, you're going to set Perfecto into the site, and with Armorless players majoritarily on the side of Vitality, this could be cleaner for Perfecto. He's got to clear this corner, though, not looking at it. Mizuta swings and looks to do damage, but whiffs on the shot. RPK with a gun, and with a chance, he takes a player off of the bomb, and Flamey now running out of seconds, has to stick it, or it's a loss. The RPK, he's already locked in the round. Excellent work from Vitality. Zywoo with 3, RPK with 2, and we lose to Glocks!
Man, okay, I'll admit it, I was wrong. Zywoo, Hero AK, that is all he needs. It turns out, no limitations from it, because he is just that damn good. And
ridiculous.
It's kind of wild that he gets away with so much in this round. Like, 3 kills from him allows RPK to retrieve the M4, and he's made me eat my words. So, very impressive from Zywoo. Like, that was an extremely high risk and high reward kind of round. And boy, are they reaping the rewards right now.
Yeah, because the danger there, if you get nothing done, so he gets slaughtered with no plant, no kills, Zywoo can't buy in this round. And so either he has to take a deagle or someone else does. Good flash, but no kill behind it. Everyone just stands when they're blinded. And the bomb goes right into the B bomb. So actually thrown towards the bridge. The crossfire is absolutely excellent. Perfecto doubles up before he gets traded, but Mizuta won't stand tall on the site. Simple from above, lays down some AWP shots, and Shock's in a clutch. Oh dear, they know where he is now. The grenade's not going to do a thing because the player of the pit is crossed to the left side, and Shocks walks out to go short, but this just allows more time for Navi to set up and get ready.
Wow. If you're Shocks, you are not happy with this. You've snuck all the way around to short, and as you arrive, smoke goes down, so he's denied any vision into this site. And even then, right, with him not appearing from anywhere else, if you're Na'Vi, you're leading towards him being behind this smoke. They're all looking at it. All brains out from heaven. It's a missed shot from Simple. However, it's not like that's given Shocks a world of opportunity here. He's going to reroute back around in towards Monster. But with 20 seconds, Shocks has got to go on a real spree at this B bomb site. With Simple still locking it down from heaven. 2 players inside of the site. This is not an easy round for Shocks. He's desperately trying to bait the peak from heaven. And while he's fixated on that, Electronic swings over the top of the box to find this 3rd round for Na'Vi. Tac pause now on the Vitality side of things. And it's one of these awkward scenarios where, you know, you are kind of... I don't want to say you're staring down the barrel of like a double eco, because you're not, but you are on a man like Zywoo. Are we going to see another risque purchase here from Team Vitality? Because RPK does have the money to drop something over. Alternatively, it could just be a full eco with RPK dropping 2 AKs in this follow-up round. So I'm curious to see what the decision is from Vitality. We know they're already thinking outside the box. And RPK, he is going to buy up the hero AK this time around.
We've seen it work. We won't doubt it, Harry. We'll fully believe. But... ooh, Zywoo's going to join him as well. He actually has the Armor Galil, so yeah, go for it if you're Vitality. A couple of guns, they full force into this round, and some Deagles as well. Decent buy. Really all they could muster. That grenade puts RPK down low, not the start he wanted. Now we have that orb still on Simple, sat at the A site, watching short. We have Electronic deep pushed up on long, and 3 on B for Na'Vi. Very slow T-side for Vitality right now. They are crawling through the connector, barely having taken mid. Pretty much flashing his teammate into a short peek, but right now Flamey sees the door and he knows Vitality have connector. That's going to hint towards an A play, might even cause an early rotation considering Na'Vi have control of the B short area, or at least did. Vitality go up the stairs and try and get their way towards the A site, but look at the setup. It's simple, it's Electronic. Brothers in arms, side by side, ready and waiting.
Here we go, Simple. Not offered a chance just yet, but he knows there's a lot of players over in toilets. Team Vitality, they're going to go back and start to probe over here towards Connector, and actually Shock's going for a long check into the back line, just making sure that they're not getting flanked during all of this. Still setting up outside of A, and with 30 seconds left, they do have to start to make a move. Electronic has shut down this first man. They know he's trapped out on a limb over here towards long, but he's just not giving them this fight. Great display of restraint from Electronic, and that's because he knows he's got Simple, the ever-watchful eye, at this A side of the map. It's all left onto Masuta with just the Deagle, and he's not able to find anything. So a flawless round for Na'Vi. This time the Force Spy does not give the results Vitality wanted. Defuse coming through with a bomb plant with loss bonus achieved. You can bring something into this round if you're Vitality, but it's not going to be the full purchase by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, better to hold off, maybe throw in a quicker B approach or a fast con rush to B short, something like that. Save your cash for the rainy day. You don't want Vitality to go on too many of these Force Spies, right? Like, obviously, you know, you can get baited in by the fact that you win one, but after that very round, Vitality will not be allowed to do it again. It's going to have to be the Deegs here and now. Na'Vi taking liberties. Look at Electronic. He is deep in the middle area, pushing with the grenade. It's going to land a bit of damage, 50 across 2 players. Vitality hedging their bets towards long. This is a good call. Na'Vi have not played this position really at all in this CT side, and so Vitality have finally worked that out, and they're going to try and run the gauntlet up towards A. Na'Vi, they know it's on a timing. They know they have to check it eventually, but does Simple have that in the back of his mind? Because look at Apex. Look at how deep he's got him. And he's tucked as well, so Simple won't see him off in the jump spot and thinks this area is clear. The pressure's coming up on short side. Electronic deals with the first man. Simple follows up with 2. Deagle out. He's looking to spam him down, and RPK is all that stands, not for long. Simple with 3, Electronic with 2, and that's the duo for Na'Vi, putting up a 5th.
Double molly setup over here in mid. This is going to keep Vitality a little bit slow on the approach over on this mid control, but no one's peeking for Na'Vi on the back of it. It's not too uncommon with that double molly setup to see players try and get aggressive into mid on the back of it, right? Like knowing that you're going to slow the progress either over to Fountain or into Park. That's not the case for Na'Vi in this round. However, Vitality, they are worried that's the case. They take a lot of time clearing this mid area. And while all this has gone on, they've lost shocks down here towards B. Now Masuta creeping in through the connector. He's got to go blow for blow with Electronic, and he's got to come out ahead. If Vitality want to get back into this round, he gets caught looking the wrong way at the wrong time. And now for Vitality, they're kind of hamstrung. They're stuck up over here in middle. They've got to go all the way back towards T-Ramp to get this bomb. And they've got no map control down towards B. This leaves them vulnerable to a lot, right? Na'Vi looking like Flamey's kind of toying with the idea of pushing the short control. Electronic's gone very, very deep into the connector as well. And so Na'Vi might be one step ahead in terms of the information in this round. They're not pressured to rotate anyone around out of position. They'll keep this stand, and Flamey's gotten contact over towards short. This is all happening while Electronic is still sat lying in wait at the back of connector. And so this leaves Apex in a 1v5.
Ooh, and flashed out. He's going to fire off the shot, and that gives away his position. But he probably wants to die at this point. 15 seconds. Don't want Na'Vi killing him after time. And even though he goes down, at least his money is equal with his team. It's also pretty bad. 3,000 a player means Vitality are broke again, and Na'Vi are building into this CT side to big effect. Again, I'm going to reiterate it because it's been clear on every map so far. That T side for Na'Vi leaves something to be desired. They did pull a 7-round comeback on Dust 2 to win the map, but you know, in Nuke it was non-existent, and for the longest time in Dust it was the same. So Na'Vi are really going to need a lead in this first half. They can't 8-7 it, they're going to need 9-6, I think, at a bare minimum. And Vitality, at least not going to be putting up many rounds with these pistols, you would assume. Simple's pushed back, he realizes Vitality going fast into middle, he doesn't want to die and give them an AWP in a round like this, so playing a lot safer position. Ooh, God, that is a close call for Electronic. Apex on the other side, and he actually gets back to the site safely, so it's no worry for Electronic in this round. Simple's now taking that long position. Electronic pushing back up to the toilets, mowing down 2. There's the trade. Simple gets 1. Deeg out deals, or tries to deal with Apex, but doesn't get much done. Shox is now alone, and he's late to this site as well. The bomb's been lost. The round follows, and Na'Vi keep up appearances on this CT side. 7-2, the gun getting shot over, and that's going to be Na'Vi just keeping up appearances, Harry. Pretty safe, pretty standard. Vitality not getting away with all too much.
Yeah, it was a slow start to the day for Na'Vi, right? On Nuke, it looked like maybe they got caught sleeping at the wheel a bit, Hugo. But then, Dust 2, they turn that map around, and boy, if they come into Overpass firing on all cylinders. Head and shoulders above Vitality right now, and you're hoping that they can turn it around on the Vitality side and that they can put up a bit of a T-half here. I will say, you know, based on what we've seen from Na'Vi thus far, does feel, I don't know if it's more Na'Vi or Vitality, but their CT sides for Vitality have been great. So I think it's pretty essential that Na'Vi keep this good streak up. Electronic with the aggression and a chance at a double kill, but he gets traded. And RPK and Apex, they've actually opened up this A bomb site. Na'Vi, the alarm bells are going off. They're having to rotate away from B. However, this bomb, look at it. Shox has had to go all the way back to T-Ramp to go ahead and pick that up. This is going to give Na'Vi plenty of time to rotate these players in. However, kind of a double-edged sword, because in lieu of a bomb plant, Flamey is still considering, like, maybe they're really late playing B. Like, maybe this is a really elaborate fake. And I think at this point, even he's started to realize that's not the case. He'll begin his rotation up. A 3-on-3, though. And this delayed bomb plant could cost Vitality dearly. As these smokes start to fade, they've only got one on Masuta. Only one angle could be cordoned off. And Boomich goes pushing through the back, looking to get stuck in to this A site. A nice kill from Flamey. Does remove RPK, leaves this round open in a 2-on-2. Flamey continuing to carve a path. And with Perfecto stepping up alongside him, Na'Vi are going to get back into this round. A defuse to come through. And 8 on the board now for Na'Vi.
Yeah, this is really, really good. Na'Vi not overstepping there. A lot of teams would, right? You hear the fact that Vitality take the site. You want to flash out. You want to get aggressive. But Na'Vi, they're patient. They wait. They know exactly what's going on. And yeah, Vitality bring the bomb eventually. The second Na'Vi hear it go down, they double flash out. They push very fast and they trap the players on the site. Vitality aren't able to fall back and play the post plant.
And that's the thing, right? In that round there, it's kind of a case where Vitality, they weren't expecting to be given the situation they were given, right? With Electronic going aggressive into party and dealing with the man in mid, getting that advantage, they try and fast play into A. But that was like never the aim of that round. That was never the goal from the outset. And so the pieces just weren't in the right place for Vitality. They were looking to just hold that default and play late in the round with the player just rotating back. Probably was going to be Shox away from B to grab that bomb, or vice versa, right? Just depending on where the kills come in. And because they go so fast into A, they get all that success. Shox is just so late on the rotation with the bomb. And ultimately, it feels like that's what betrayed Vitality there. Would have been a very different round if you weren't able to take those 3v4 gunfights at the A site without a bomb planted, right? Like, if the pressure's applied, it's a very different round. But Na'Vi still looking good. Boomich was just holding connector. However, the moment he's peeled off, Vitality are trying to get out into mid. Danger's been dodged, though. They take passive lies back inside of the toilet. Simple's actually going to play close to this smoke. Vitality, while it looked like they wanted to take mid, they decided against it. They have this smoke thrown over. They've tried to fake out the mid control while gearing up for this B-side play.
This is a good molly. Boomich is going to tag the player below him. Apex has to move, and they could move him into wall-bound positions. Instead, he just smokes it off, because he knows Na'Vi are going to get aggressive off the back of that Molotov. Flamey does, and Boomich with a grenade will finish the job. That's a nice combo for Na'Vi. I love the utility. Now they've got to have a hold with the rifles. They have 3 players in the pit. This is a mess. Vitality don't know what they're walking into, and they're going to come to regret it. Spraying down his Perfecto with 1. Masuta trades, but it's come at a cost, and that cost is the round, unless Shox has a 1-on-4 in him.
30 seconds to get it done in, and he might not have the 1-on-4 in him, but he does have a bullet lodged in him. That's courtesy of Boomich, finished off by Flamey. 9 on the board for Na'Vi, and Team Vitality, this is a huge deficit to be sat at. A partial investment looming in this round, I'm imagining. 2 players, alternatively could get relegated down to Galils, but at this point, I kind of want to see Vitality prioritize the money a bit more and maybe look to bring an AWP out on someone like ZywOo. I say someone like ZywOo, it would be on ZywOo.
Someone like ZywOo, not ZywOo.
Yeah,
like,
not ZywOo specifically,
a
but
type
just
of
someone
player.
like ZywOo, right?
If only there was someone like ZywOo, but there wasn't actually ZywOo,
Masuta, let's see, he got tagged through the wallbang early on, and this round is a slaughter. Na'Vi, they keep it under wraps, they keep this B site under lock and key. Look at the bank accounts on Na'Vi right now. Everyone has so much money. they're fine. They could literally just be buying up these AWPs time and time again. They could be bringing double AWP setups into play. They're not losing these bank accounts before the half comes to a close.
One big problem for Vitality right now on this T side is every time they've executed, they've walked into a stack. They've walked into 3 players pretty much every time, right? Even on those rounds where they forgot the bomb and Navi have like 4 players outside of A waiting because they know Vitality are about to plant. Vitality keep rushing, and that's, you know, it can be hard to get out of this hole in overpass when nothing's working, when you're like, we tried A, man, we tried B, nothing's working. Like, obviously, then you need to start throwing in fakes. Then you need to start using the connector and getting that control early, right? Taking B water, putting pressure on B, forcing rotations, going up con silently, faking B and then hitting A, stuff like that, you know? Keeping things dynamic, keeping Navi on their toes. Navi have always had the information. They've always known where this bomb is going, and stuff like this. Like, look at this double setup in con right now. This is a great example. Navi have all the info. They know Vitality are outside of B.
Oh, but the flash is good. Doesn't matter. Perfecto still swings and takes one down. Flamey. Oh, he's retrieved an AK off the ground. He's hopping, jumping around, and somehow he gets away with another. It's all left on to ZywOo, who doesn't commit into B right away. He tries to go back for this con fight, and in doing so, it's given Boomich time. He was in the connector with Simple. He crossed Cat and gets into B. Now ZywOo's found him, giving himself a 1v2. Simple in the site with the AWP, does have that Deeg as his secondary. He's using the big 3. He's going to best Simple. That was close either way, but Simple wins it out. 11 on the board for Na'Vi. Round 14 of the half, and once again, the money is a problem for Team Vitality, but at this point, you might even be tempted to just keep these forces on up. And that looks to be the decision.
Vitality have 2 opening kills in this map so far, and we are 14 rounds in. It certainly doesn't help that they can't find advantages and, you know, be allowed to fall back into, you know, 5-on-4s where they can execute into a site, knowing Navi are split 2-2. They've just not had that luxury. They actually waste 2 smokes, not waste, but use 2 smokes, getting past that double Molotov in middle. That's a lot of utility, a lot of dedication. You often see 1 smoke get used, but usually they just abandon that second.
If you've used 2 smokes here for Vitality, that surely means you're planning to go fast into this A site, right? Like, they're set up over at long, they're set up in toilets. And that looks to be the decision. Throw a close smoke over here towards long. That's going to allow them to aggress up close behind it. Simple. He's actually, I think he's holding for this boost on over.
I thought he was going to throw a nade. Yeah.
There it is. That goes in a little bit later. Yeah, he keeps checking. He thinks they're going to try boost up for the peek into the site, and they're not. They're pushing close to this smoke, so Simple readjusting. And he's not even needed. Electronic with the mow down. And now 12 on the board for Na'Vi. I don't even know, man. Like, Na'Vi went from looking like the same team at the Road to Rio in the CIS division, and then just like remembered, oh wait, hang on, we're incredible. And then it's all just clicked into place. Yeah. Like, I don't know what's happened in between Nuke, Dust, and now Overpass, but Na'Vi, they are hitting the ground running, and they're looking to sprint away with this series under their belt.
Maybe Na'Vi had an epiphany at 14-9 down on Dust 2, because since that very round, since that point, Na'Vi have looked like an entirely different team, and they've made Vitality really struggle in this game. None of the calls have worked, none of the reads. Walking into stacks, and even in that round where they don't walk into a stack, the 2 players on their A site just shred Vitality. And that's a problem, right? For Na'Vi, what are your options for Vitality? You walk into a 3-man B setup, or you walk into Simple and Electronic on A. Neither of those options are very fun for Vitality, and, well, Simple is going to make them worse by the moment he finds a kill, traded quickly. Electronic gone. This is a chance. This is a round for Vitality. Carved a path to a victory. Boomich has pushed out to drop the bomb. There's no one here to stop him. There will be a trade from lower, but actually Boomich runs away. Oh, I was going to say, if he got away with that, that would be worse than murder. But RBK has kept Vitality in this round by the skin of their teeth. A bomb plant allowed and a 2-on-2 retake for the half. 2-on-3, rather.
Vitality, they've peeled off. They've taken extremely passive post plants here because they want to do everything in their power to deny these early fights to Na'Vi. They are just playing for this bomb plant right now. And this is the perfect way for Vitality to be dealing with this. They triple peak the moment that bomb is tapped, and it's ZywOo to find them both. 3 at the end of the half for Vitality. They are a long way behind that of Na'Vi. Can they pull it back to get back into this series, or is it going to be Na'Vi running away with it? You're going to have to join us in just a minute to find out those answers. Well, this is a very, very one-sided matchup. Na'Vi 12-3 here on Overpass. And these Betway odds coming into this third map were in favor of Vitality. And now, they're not, Hugo.
But remember, Harry, remember, I want to be realistic here. Remember, every T side for Na'Vi today, it has been a real roller coaster, a real rocky road. And, you know, back on Nuke, one round.
I'm remembering it, but also, I'm trying to be realistic, Hugo. 12-3 for Na'Vi, right? Like, if they end up giving this one away,
yeah,
that's a hard pass from me. Like, I don't know how they would. However, this pistol round would be a good time for Vitality to begin this comeback. If they were ever going to, this round feels like a necessity. So let's see if they can get it under their belts. Boomich down here, creeping his way into connector. But Apex up here on this boost, you have to be real quiet because Apex... Well, that's not what he wanted from this position. Now trying to get out of there, and does live to tell the tale, even landing a blinded shot onto Boomich. He's lost his teammate in Mazuta, and now this B play is looking to come through, but RPK at the barrels, tag, dink, the flashes are helping him out, and he's still doing damage. They can't get past RPK. I think he's got one bullet left in the USP. He's still looking for fights. Perfecto now in this 1-on-3. And Perfecto outfitted with a Glock. Hardly the anti-tank equipment you would want for dealing with this man in this site. Swinging on out into the 3 players here. And Vitality going to get the pistol round locked in.
Elliot put up a stat earlier. I can't remember the exact numbers. It was in the first half. But how about, you know, RPK's rating is this. But in pistol rounds, it just goes, it skyrockets, goes up astronomically, and Vitality have very good pistols off the back of this man. He shows us right there. It's like Breezy on EG, man. If you watch EG play a pistol round, it feels like no matter what, like every time I watch EG play pistol rounds, Breezy gets 3. Doesn't matter the situation, doesn't matter whether they win or lose, Breezy gets 3. And that is the same for RPK, it feels, inside of this team. So, Harry, look, I'm not putting my money on Vitality. I'm not betting my house on Vitality, but I am keeping my eyes glued to this screen despite the dominant first half, because that pistol round for Vitality can spur them on. And again, we know Na'Vi have had troubles on the T side, especially on a map that, okay, Vitality haven't been playing a lot recently. Guess who else hasn't been playing it a lot recently? Na'Vi. So Perfecto's looking into a wall with his knife out. He's going to get shot in the back. And that will be a clean round for Vitality. Na'Vi coming in with guns in the next. And this is a must-win round for Na'Vi, right? They don't want to start letting Vitality get confident and building together on the CT side, because it can take 3 or 4 rifle rounds, add in the anti-ecos, and suddenly Vitality are up to 10 rounds. So, you know, just, yeah, I don't know, Harry. I don't think it's as clear-cut as a scoreline says. I really don't. If we have to go off with the previous maps in this series.
Well, this is an attempt at running the bonus round for Vitality, which at this scoreline, to me, is both ballsy, but also screaming confidence from the Vitality side. However, Nade Stack has found its way onto Apex early on, so a man advantage taken for Na'Vi. Not only now do they have the firepower advantage, but they're leading in manpower as well. They're going to leave Flamey to hold on to the extremities of this B site. Now, Vitality, they've pushed 2 players down into water. That's going to be RPK and Masuta holding this short side. And with this kind of aggressive lie down at B, they're going to start to get tempted to push. And as this happens, the splits come in from Con. The timing seemingly couldn't be worse for Vitality there. Zywoo is going to spring on out with a kill from the B site, and so Na'Vi will slow it right down. They will reconsider their options, but they're sat in this 3-on-2. It's very much Vitality with their backs against the wall here. Both these players down at B. This is at least going to allow Shox, I was going to say to upgrade his gun, but he hasn't bothered looking. But one of these AKs that was dropped over its short side is instead coming on a very fast rotation into A. I like this from Na'Vi. I would love for them to slow down and have these players at short bait the players into the site for Electronic, and that looks to be the decision. Instead, on the back of seeing that and hearing that they're still trapped in CT, they're just going to take this plant.
Vitality thought it was a fake for a second. They actually ran down to B until they heard the bomb. So Yeah, really not convinced at this point. They're going to give it a go, but first man down and second man out. ZywOo wants nothing to do with this clutch, and he will give it away to Navi. And yeah, okay, now Harry, yeah, Navi 2020, baby. It's already over. It's done. It's lost. It's all my confidence is back.
Yeah.
I never doubted them. I knew it was going to happen.
Hugo, man, you know, this is an interesting talking about outside of this series. But for anyone who's been too busy watching this matchup and maybe hasn't seen, per sources, obviously not 100% confirmed just yet, but per sources, Xyp9x is looking to take a break from Astralis, but not even a break, actually. It says that he's left Astralis for the time being.
It doesn't give reasons.
Whatever that means.
Xyp9x out of Astralis. Check HLTV.
Yeah, that's a wild one.
Yeah.
How does that sit with you, Twitch chat? Let us know. Hashtag DHMaster.
In the report as well, it mentions the fact that Astralis have asked NIP about acquiring Lekro, which is a very interesting one as well. So, I mean, there's a lot of things to talk about. I imagine our analysts will give it a brief bit of talking as well, maybe after this map or coming into the second series. So, yeah, I mean, stick around. Like that's a crazy world we live in. We were talking about it a little bit at halftime break, Harry, about how, you know, actually, I think we'll save it for later. We'll get to it later, but. Yeah, very interesting timeline we live in. Astralis without Glaive, without Zip, and without S-Tag yet, at least. Still waiting on that contract, so got some time for Astralis. Navi, they aren't waiting around. They are pushing and prodding at that B bomb site. Boom is looking for a pick, gets mollied, and Vitality have 3 on B with a double long setup. This is quite a weird one. Even though it's not getting countered, even though Navi don't realize this, they could walk through A, not only plant and clear the bomb site, but even flank into B right now. So you can actually see Mizuto's in CT checking the stairwell on a timing because he's scared of Navi coming in on a flank. This is just a big gamble from Vitality, and it does pay off for a kill in the short term. Electronic gone, and now Vitality might want to look at rotating B because that's where Navi are heading. No Perfecto, though. He could win this round on his own, or he could call the bomb to follow him, and that would be a big mistake considering these aggressive positions of Vitality. It would probably be better to flank B, but Navi don't know that's available. Perfecto's about to get meeted by ZywOo, and he will get dropped as well. Shox is in the T-spawn right now. He's going to be great in the late round, and ZywOo just needs to hold on to A for the short term.
Must feel terrifying being Perfecto in this situation, but Flamey, he's got your back, Perfecto. He's got your man. However, have you got his back? Because they get shot in it by Shox. The turnaround attempted from Simple, but it's not enough. 6 on the board for Vitality. And Navi, no money left in these bank accounts. Well, there is money, but it's like it's an awkward amount of money. You don't look at this and think, yeah, man, let's take this investment. Because here's the thing, like if you're Navi, it's 13-6, and there was a time where this was 12-3, and so slowly but surely Vitality are making this competitive. They're going to come in with an investment, but it's nothing more than a hero AK on Simple, with the rest of the gang still with money available. So this is a kind of risk that you can afford to take. It's going to leave you with one player a bit more limited in this next round, but that's not the end of the world. And the difference between this one and when Vitality did it with ZywOo in the first half is that Simple actually has players with armor around him, so every kill that he gets is a gun gifted over into the hands of armored players. And even if Simple dies, that AK can be retrieved, it can get juggled around, you could still get a lot of usage out of your kit in this round without sacrificing the future. So it's the same kind of reward here for Navi, but a bit less of a risk. Let's see if they're able to get anything done with it.
Oh, the spam could be well timed. Vitality move to the monster as Navi leave this position. They walk right past that smoke into B water instead, and actually pushing and prodding is Simple, getting a bit of damage off into both those B players. Simple going to try and fake connector, not going up on Navi. They are fully dedicated outside of B right now, and Vitality know that. Look at Shox's position. He's pushed up a toilet. He knows that A side is pretty empty right now, and Navi is just going to commit with 25 seconds. Mizuta on the swing gets 1 doubles, triples, and Mizuta shutting it down. 4 kills off of 1 spray, 1 mag, 1 guy. And he puts Vitality on 7. RPK, I think, found 1 kill in that mix, but yeah, nice mow down from Mizuta. A couple of those players armorless certainly makes things easier, but that was a nice little spray, and it will keep Vitality in the lead, or not in the lead, in this game rather, as Na'Vi have money to buy back up. Perfecto's dropped a gun to Simple, team player as is tradition, and now Simple's got exactly what he wants. The AK, Electronic running out mid. Does he realize the AWP is there? ZywOo's peeking off of the timing and will just miss it, falling back because of the party Molotov, and actually wants to hang around in mid for the fight. Simple slinks back through the smoke, and so ZywOo sees nothing, but he might get caught by Electronic coming up through mid. Luckily, ZywOo very fast in his rotation and supported by Shox. It's no problem, at least not yet. And this is Na'Vi doing the same thing. Na'Vi want B again, Harry, but the only difference is they're putting early A pressure in to not only keep Vitality on that top side, but get rid of some util, hopefully work a pick to draw a rotation, and then a late B hit in this round.
Yeah, you'll know when this B hit begins, because I'm imagining Electronic is going to rotate back to retrieve this bomb, and so that should be the kind of go signal for Na'Vi. 50 seconds left, and you'll see Electronic moving back now, and as he's taken up this position, they get delivered a kill down at the B bomb site. Now, they are making progress, they are getting in, but they still don't have this bomb under their control. Now Electronic's going for it, so there's going to be time here for Na'Vi. Rotations coming through for Vitality, though. This is the one downside. Na'Vi, they've got the bomb site. They're in a position where they can try and contest for this plant, but it's not able to come through just yet. And this has allowed Vitality to push on in and start to take up these positions in the site itself. So now it gets a little bit CQB, a little bit close quarters here. And well, Vitality come in swinging. Wow. They lock it all down. 3 for Shox, 2 for Masuta, 8 on the board for Vitality. And I tell you what, coming into the second half, I wasn't believing in the comeback. But Vitality, they have got it now. It feels like, right? They are on the path to making this doable.
Yeah, and right there was the inverse, Harry, of one of the rounds actually Vitality lost in the first half to Na'Vi. Remember that round where Vitality were late with the bomb to A? They go and they take the site. Na'Vi are forced into CT, and then Vitality late plant and Na'Vi retake. Well, the same thing just happened there on B, but the inverse for Na'Vi and Vitality, right? Na'Vi, they get B, they get the kill, they get the site, but they don't have the bomb, and they just have to wait. And in all of that waiting, Vitality know it's B, and they just group up and set up for essentially what is a retake, but they don't even let the bomb go down. They wait for Na'Vi to bring the bomb, they wait for them to move out of the monster, and when they commit to pushing from pit to site, that's when Vitality just storm them with 4 players. So yeah, really good read. That's why this late bomb that's killed both of these rosters in this game is a bit of a problem, and that was a round that Na'Vi even had the pick into B as well. They will lose it. You say it yourself, Harry, this comeback, you can't count it out. And that's why I was sort of believing coming into this half, because Na'Vi have had their troubles on the T side. And again, 1 round in this game, in this second half, out of the 6 played. Like, that's not something to go off. That's not positive for Na'Vi. And yes, okay, 13 rounds is great. They're only 3 away from taking this series, but will those 3 come? That's the question. Vitality giving them answers, and the answers aren't what Na'Vi want to hear. It's going to be a 9th round here, dealing with the pistols. Another buy from Na'Vi, but this is do or die right now. Na'Vi may have pulled the comeback on Dust too, but Vitality might have one up their sleeves here in Overpass.
Lots of players here for Vitality. They're going to try and pick these fights up.
Okay, cool.
I don't really know how he wins that one, but he does. He loses a teammate in the process. Masuta is a bit of a punching bag in that situation there. Now a 4-on-4. If Na'Vi were to have quick played into B, there was only Apex here with so many players aggressing down in mid. However, now the rotations have come through, and one by one, these fights go down. Right now it's all even, but ZywOo, he's a man who never likes to know the odds. And he's going to hold down at this B site with everything he can. A minute left on the clock, and Na'Vi, they've steered away from B. They tried to get in. And at the first sign of that pesky ZywOo fella, they've slowed it right down. ZywOo peeling all the way back onto Graffiti. Going to try and hold this one from afar with the AWP. Flamey out from pit, 2 players in from it short, and ZywOo given an angle. They haven't smoked bridge. He's got that information. He sees the bomb get thrown across, so he knows there's a man in the site, and he knows there's players at Catwalk as well. Information for Vitality, but is that going to be enough? A 3-on-3, Shox closing the gap. Molotov, that's going to cut off these players at short. Vitality knew that there were guys here, and so they isolate this one fight inside of the site. Now they set up to deal with this double short hold. Smoke down on the bomb, Simple. Gonna rise to the occasion with the AWP. It does shut down the first man. Shox tapping it, trying to bait these shots out. Gets tagged by Simple. Oh dear, he's knifing on the bomb. Shox goes up and over, but the shot's not connecting. They've lost each other in the smoke. It's a very weird round, and now the smoke fades. Shox gets deleted, and Na'Vi, 14 rounds to their name. They finally get another T-side round up on the board.
Yeah, Flamey makes a big play there. He only gets away with 1 kill, but that really sets Na'Vi up for that 2-on-2. He plants, and then he crosses into the pit, and that is of huge value. He avoids Shox, who runs on the bridge, and essentially gets behind Vitality on that retake, killing ZywOo. Shox trades, but Flamey really provides the kills in that round that make that happen, and Simple and Co close it out in the post-plant. Na'Vi, they find another round, and now the sweat wiped off of our brow just that little bit more. Oh, it's back again. Shox dropping Electronic in middle and starting off this round for Vitality. Perfecto's had to smoke the molly in the con side and come out into B short here. There's no support in middle, so going up those stairs would be a big danger right now into enemy territory. ZywOo is there with the rifle. Shox has the AWP over him, keeping it after that mid pick. So interesting turn of events here as Na'Vi decide to bring that bomb back through spawn. Perfecto's going to work up into middle with his team, but they've got to clear out so much lost map control. All the meanwhile, Flamey's holding on to B short, knowing or trying to stop Vitality from getting aggressive and communicate rotations up towards that top site. If Vitality run up towards A, he can't hear that from B. So more info potentially for Na'Vi that they could use. But right now, no one moving. Steadfast are Vitality. With a man up, they have no reason to change this setup. I don't know if I even want to go here. It looks like an A play with Boomich pushed up. Flamey's passive outside the monster. And again, we can always come back to, you know, if Na'Vi don't get this first kill or things don't go well on A, they can drop down connected to B. But right now, Flamey is selling a fake. He's kept 3 players at monster. This is of great value as Na'Vi commit with 20 seconds.
Oh, and Boomich getting that kill has opened this A site right on up. Bomb plant going to come on in for Na'Vi in a 4-on-3. Team Vitality, they have done well to grind it back to this scoreline. And now, faced with a 3-on-4 retake that they are going to go for, they're not playing for overtime, but with that kill going their way, maybe they are. Maybe they are backing out of this one now. They felt like they had a chance in the 3-on-4, but not with only RPK and Apex. They back off, they save, they hold on to these weapons. But it's match and series point for Na'Vi, just 5 kills away from locking in a victory here over Team Vitality.
Yeah, I really like that round for Na'Vi, right? Like, they completely deny the information for Vitality. The way they do that is by never coming through mid off spawn. They actually just go connector early. And so the only info Vitality have is Na'Vi are in con and outside B. Na'Vi then late walk up con with that bomb coming from spawn. And by that point, Vitality, they're a man up, right? So they've fallen back to the A site very passive with ZywOo and Shox on A. And so Na'Vi, they're able to have Flamey outside of B on his own, throwing 4 grenades into the B bomb site, spamming, and while that doesn't do anything in terms of force rotation, because Vitality are confident because they're a man up, they just keep 3 deep in monster, and Na'Vi execute into a 2-man setup with both the entry kills. Simple gets right-clicked in the back by a knife by his teammate in spawn to start this round. So not what Na'Vi wanted, but at least it's on the AWP at the end of the day, right? Simple can still find effect despite not having the help. Na'Vi not making it easy for themselves, though. Luckily, only 1 round, as you said, to push them over the line and to take this best-of-3 series. This is, of course, the opener for Group D. We do have the rest of Group C, or at least 1 more game from it, coming up after this. That godsend Spirit Game getting moved to a few days' time. I would imagine that's related due to the fact that Mir was having power outages yesterday for the side of Spirit. So that's why we're here in Group D, and we're here to stay. Navi, they might be as well. They get a quick kill to jump trade from Apex around the corner. He gets tagged up, but he does get away with his life. That's the most important part, as it keeps Vitality in this 4-on-4. Navi still sat outside of B. 3 players on lower with ZywOo solo AWPing on that top site. Navi with the bomb outside of Monster look like they want to commit, and into the stack they go.
Flash in, and Masuta. Okay, right. Boomich getting that equalizer, leaving it back in a 3-on-3, and maybe the blinded Boomich. Is that enough to make this round doable for Navi? Perfecto fast in from Cap. Blindsides Apex, shocks him with a response. Still here fighting at this side of the map, but Boomich catching another. And this one all falls onto Shock to keep it alive. He's not able to get it over the line. It's Navi closing this out 16-9 on Overpass. They've made the comeback happen on Dust 2. And here on the third and final map in this series, they really